Okay, I'm gonna start this. If you had a chance to read the last update that was posted online, that's fine, but you're gonna run and read this one. This one incorporates the other one too, but this was a lot more information. The other one was kind of quickly put up, we were testing it out, see how well it would work, figuring out the best way to do this. So far, this is the best way we have to do this right now, is with a video recording on the screen. We're going to roll it, and this is going to tell you a lot about what's going on right now with the crimes that are being committed on us. I'm a real person. Okay, there's my hand right now. At the end of the video, you'll have a chance to see me, because I'll go on screen and talk. But right now, because it's already focused on the TV, I don't want to change it, so that it kind of gets messed up, so we'll switch to me at the end of this video. After it's done reading this entire presentation, then I'll talk a little bit, and so you can see that I'm a real person. They're committing crimes on real black people, real families. The government is involved, and people need to know that the district attorneys, the cops, and these people are framing us. They're committing crimes on us. They're using their government jobs to commit these crimes, robbing, stealing our property, and framing us to try to put us in jail to cover up for and concealing evidence. Okay, exactly what they're doing. So you're going to want to know a little bit about this. What you're not going to see is a lot of things that have gone on and that you're going to hear about at some point. For instance, they held me in jail on fraudulent bench warrant, and also while they had me in there, they had me on a mental hold, psychological evaluation. And one of the doctors came and talked to me for a few minutes and then went and said that I was mentally incompetent. And so they kept me in there for another 3 months after I was in there, 3 months for him to just come and do that. But you'll find out that they did that in order to go to my home and rob my home and ransack my home, because they're looking for the evidence that I have that proves that they're committing these crimes. So there was a reason. And what you also won't find out is that when they had me in jail, and they were doing that, they had court proceedings and hearings, where they had to actually bring in another a psych doctor who said that that wasn't true, in effect. But that psych doctor still was part of the corruption, and so when you ever get a chance to read that report, it doesn't make sense either. You're going to read this. I wrote this, every word. I'm a written English professional among many other professions. So what was going on during those court proceedings, where people were coming to the court proceedings and the judge were getting a stack of letters from people that were saying, what are you people talking about? This man is not incompetent. If anything, he's a genius. What are you trying to pull here? And so it's only going to expose more and more of the crimes they're committing and the cover-ups they're trying to do. And if it weren't for a few good people who came forward to confront them and say, what are you doing here? Well, this is nonsense. This is ridiculous, in fact, and a travesty. What's going on? What are you people doing? So I'm going to come on at the end. I'm going to say a few words at the end, and you're going to get a chance to see that I'm a real person. They're really committing these crimes on us. They're using their jobs in government. Just like the KKK said, we're going to take over the jobs in the government and police and judges and government officials, and we're going to do all these things that we were going to do to you, because they're mad because, we're not slaves anymore. We are, but, I'm going to expose to you what the new modern day covert slavery is, because that's exactly what they did to us. Anytime you're going to work all your life for something and you earn it, and then have white people come along and set up a fraud and a crime to steal everything from you, effectively you've worked all your life for nothing. Okay. And they're targeting us because my parents, who initially they started this whole thing on, were activists in the community. They built complexes, whole, hundreds and some unit complexes at low cost for black people, who had children and single mothers and people, low income, to have housing, as well as scholarships. They did a lot of things for the people in the black community. So the white man is targeting those of us, just like they did Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all those people. They murdered John F. K. and his brother. And of course, they murdered those people because they rose up and were enacting laws and doing things to try to get us out of the bind we were in back in the 50s and 60s. You know, some of you didn't grow up in that era. I did. I literally had white people want to lynch me in the public park when I was 8 years old because I drank from a water fountain that said white only water fountain. Okay, so some of you guys don't know anything about nothing. You don't know much about what's going on. You're caught up in the whole alteration right now. What they're doing and what they've been doing is they've changed the way they do their crimes, but they're still just as big a criminals as they've always been. There's just as much racism going on as there always has been. I'm going to go ahead and start this. I'll get back on here in a little while after this is over.
Created on March 15, 2021. Introduction and present status. By Mr. James K. Tillory. Why is it that ongoing racketeering organized crimes are being committed in the manner in which they are being committed, on and against us by these government court clerks, reporters, judges, and so-called law enforcement officers? On the one hand, crimes that are committed by criminals, people, who are not employed and working with or working as experienced professional or rookie professional court and law enforcement employees and officers, will commit and conceal their crimes and it is over with. There is no one looking at them about why and how they did what they did, unless or until they get caught. Those types of crimes committed by criminals, people, are not what I am talking about, being committed in the manner in which they are being committed. Answer. But on the other hand, what I am talking about is crimes that are committed under color of law, with government authorization and impunity, by officers and people who are employed and working with or working as experienced professional or rookie professional court and law enforcement employees and officers in the performance of their government job duties, after they commit their crimes. Crimes professionally set up, staged, performed and disguised with the false appearance of being government job duties lawfully performed under color of law. They are supposed to have their crimes, their works, circumspectly looked at in/under private and/under public scrutiny in order for a lawful determination to be made on whether or not their government authorized actions, which were crimes they actually committed, were done in obedience to the governing rules of law and human rights, which demand that their actions were lawful actions performed under color of law, instead of unlawfully authorized and/or unauthorized unlawful misconduct actions crimes. Asterisk, these are the worst and most dangerous criminals of all, because they work hand in hand together as one in the same to get away with their crimes by concealing evidence of their crimes to distort, divert, and obstruct justice, and because these criminals have at their disposal the advantage of working with or working as experienced professional or rookie professional court and law enforcement employees and officers, these criminals use, or rather misuse, their professional jobs and the knowledge and experience gained by and through their professional jobs to professionally commit, conceal, and get away with the crimes they commit, and because the government provides the legal opportunity for them to commit their crimes with impunity under color of law and abuse the government authority and power provided to them by criminals in government. Asterisk, traitors, or an established institution devised and intended to systemically take wrongful advantage, enriching themselves on the life work, lifeblood, of those of us innocent black people and others being targeted, after brainwash programming everyone outside of the governing criminals' corrupt organization to believe and accept, without undefeatable evidence and confessions from officers who commit such crimes, that government employed and deployed officers cannot and will not possibly do such evil, beyond corruption, and because dishonest officers gave their sworn oath to conduct themselves lawfully in the performance of all the duties and powers assigned them under their employ. But, when the corrupt officers conceal evidence to obstruct circumspection and right scrutiny and to prevent law-abiding authorities' officers from discovering their crimes, how can the corrupt officers' unlawful criminal misconduct actions be proven to law-abiding officers and people, who otherwise are deceived into falsely believing and accepting that corrupt officers did not commit misconduct violations crimes, when officers are committing misconduct violations crimes? It is an impossibility that any dishonest officer's sworn oath of office can force the officers to be bound by their sworn oath, and forcibly prevented from committing crimes of officers' unlawful misconduct. Asterisk. And even more horrific and terrorizing is when the dishonest, corrupt officers governing employers and or overseers whose job it is to prevent dishonest, corrupt officers from committing officers' misconduct crimes and detrimental injuries and damages to any citizens, fail at preventing, or ulterior is to refuse to prevent officers' misconduct crimes, and then governing employers and or overseers further fail, or ulterior is to refuse to discover, intervene, catch, stop, remove, and punish officers who commit misconduct crimes and detrimental injuries and damages to any citizens are corruptly compromised and involved in facilitating, aiding, and abetting dishonest, corrupt officers commit and conceal their organized crimes of unlawful misconduct. That is when all the purported officers of the purported law are dishonest, corrupt criminals, who wickedly, and even haphazardly, have absolutely no deterrence to abstain from committing misconduct violations crimes because they are not afraid any longer of their dishonesty and criminal misconduct organized crimes being discovered, stopped, job terminated, and punished for their acts of criminal misconduct, knowing that any oversight governing agency's officers will help them commit, conceal, and get away with committing organized crimes on elderly black senior citizens and all other victims trapped, unlawfully forced, and enforced under the tyranny of purported color of law. Consequently, there is no hope remaining for any preyed upon organized crime victims of predatory capitalism, to receive protection and justice under the totally corrupt governing institution of militarized swarming dishonest, lying, stealing, robbing, murdering thieves, racketeering influenced corrupt organizations, errorisms. Because who can I, innocent citizens being victimized, go to for help and protection, when the only people that I, victims, can go to for help and protection are the same people who are committing organized crimes on me, citizen victims, systemically using their jobs and the government setup? Your turn to answer that. Asterisk. These dishonest government officers who are committing organized crimes on me, and on others, are protected by armed gunmen guarding their public courthouses and other fortresses of evil dwelling, where these criminals fraudulently conduct and finalize many of the organized crimes they are committing on me, and other innocent victims, because they are committing so much organized crime, that they go about in deadness lurking for their next victims and hiding in their guarded holes from those of us they have disenfranchised who are being victimized by them. Remember my opening words as you read on and find out the truth you may have never been told before, and / or you otherwise do not know about. As the organized crimes being committed on me, and this unlawful situation stands today, every one of the entities and persons I mentioned was told about these crimes and had more than enough ample opportunity to stop these crimes. But by misprision of felony and other crimes, they are principals in the commission of these crimes either directly, or by facilitation and or accomplice. Therefore, you can know for certain they are all corrupted and corrupt entities and persons, until I say otherwise. Asterisk. In continuation of 1. Government law enforcement officers' refusals to me to protect my property, refusals to protect me, refusals to protect my parents and refusals to protect others, these same corrupted and or corrupt government so-called officers. The court judges, sheriffs, police, FBI, federal marshals, district attorneys, public defender's office attorneys, and others, who corruptly, 2, are unlawfully using their government jobs and authority in their commissions of felony crimes on and against me, my parents and others, now have 3. Scheduled me to go back to court on May 10, 2021, and 4. Trial me under fraudulent government charges that they put upon me, 5. Which they corruptly devised, set up and staged, by aiding, abetting and committing strings of organized crimes on and against my parents and me, and by 6. Government officers continuing to protect themselves by refusing to expose the discovery evidence of their felony crimes, and continue to protect themselves from the penalties of the felony crimes they are committing in violation of the law statutes. Insert. Swindlers and government officers constructed the false appearances that they are conducting legal mortgaging matters, legal court, and legal law enforcement actions, by during after committing racketeering organized crimes beginning with using credit card fraud and mortgage fraud. Insert initiated by with lenders illegal credit card authorization loans and illegal mortgage authorization loans, document forgeries and falsified documents fraud. Embezzlement, stealing from, robbing and abusing elderly senior citizens. And by employing/corrupting government court/judges with fraudulent court lawsuits and court/judge illegally facilitated summary judgment rulings, orders, illegal misconduct actions, to deploy law enforcement officers' unlawful misconduct actions on and against innocent black citizens. And insert wrongful and unjust, appearing legal, false prior conviction sentencing unlawfully obtained and imposed on me, conspired fabricated false pretenses implemented by and through court judges and law enforcement acting under purported color of law. And insert 1 year ago when I was bailed out of jail by Nahanorker Okai. After I had been held in jail for 10 months on a fraudulent court/judge bench warrant fraud crime and rights violation judges misconduct crime committed by Court Judge O'Neill and other corrupt government officers. The State of California Superior Court judges, who are committing crimes on my family and me, violated the government-declared constitutional right of self-representation provided to me as a defendant, by refusing to hear me during a surprise court hearing I was called in jail to come attend, and by removing me from representing myself, and reappointing the San Diego Alternate Public Defender's Office Attorney David Nguyen. * under the disguise of proposing a plea bargain to me, Nguyen attempted to bribe me with / into accepting $150,000 from the same swindlers who committed crimes on, stole from and abused my father and mother, and me, and then stole and sold our home residence real estate property and transferred the title to racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain member Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC, of Wedgwood Enterprises and others. After which, all of our household belongings and property belonging to others that was in my home, was trapped in my home and stolen by them and corrupt government officers, a total grand theft valued at over $1 million, felony organized crimes which the same California San Diego Superior Court's judges, district attorneys, and alternate public defender's office, Attorney William Sharp, and others are involved in committing by facilitating, aiding, and are concealing their colluded, coordinated organized crimes. During the same phone call, Nguyen attempted to get me to lie and enter a false guilty plea. By attempting to get me to bear false testimony against myself and betray my family and others. In Nguyen's attempt to get me to commit crimes on myself and by attempting to get me to help aid the same swindlers and superior court judges and others who are committing felony mortgage fraud crimes and other organized crimes, cover up and get away with their unlawful activities and actions. I refused. Then court judge appointed public defender attorney Nguyen never contacted me until about 6 months later, for a fraudulent court trial setting. Trial continued to May 10, 2021. Nguyen did so of course, in order not to represent any true defense case preliminary matters and waste the entire 1 year's time doing nothing but facilitating aiding corrupt court clerks, judges, district and city attorneys, and law enforcement officers to get away with committing organized crimes on me, my family, and others. Insert almost the identical false representation misrepresentation fraud crime that alternate public defender attorney William Sharp is committing on me, before he was removed as the court judge appointed defense attorney on this case, after I reported to the corrupted California State Bar Association that William Sharp, their licensed associated attorney, is committing crimes. And insert Nguyen also did so knowing that he is fraudulently representing me, and because the superior court judges and district attorneys and law enforcement officers charges and court case is a total false pretense fraud crime, even knowing that the court judge violated the law in order to appoint Nguyen to take over from attorney Sharp, as the government's corrupt defense attorney for this their fraudulent charges and fraudulent court hearings and railroad me into the government officer's fraudulent court trial by concealing and obstructing evidence of all government agencies' officers' unlawful misconduct crimes, by helping to frame me, and aiding corrupt officers obtain another false conviction sentencing on and against me, to dispose of me and further enslave me in jail prisons, damning them all to hell. In closing, asterisk disguised white-collar crime sophistication asterisk. Here is what the corrupted state of California Superior Court of San Diego Court corrupt judge appointed corrupted San Diego County primary/alternate public defender's office corrupt attorney David Nguyen said to me on the phone when attorney Nguyen attempted to secretly illegally bribe and corrupt me, after I was bailed out of jail by Nayanorker Okai, after attorney Nguyen, the corrupted San Diego County District Attorney's Office corrupt Deputy District Attorney Mary Tillory. Insert, who before I was bailed out, had privately/secretly, corruptly asked me, unlawfully coerced me, attempting to get me to make a false confession and false testimony, in a small private room in the courthouse. Are you going to plead guilty now? After, Deputy District Attorney Mary Tillory and other corrupt RICO chain members unlawfully held me hostage abducted in jail prisons torturing me for 10 months. My answer was, no I cannot, because I am innocent. End insert. And corrupted Superior Court corrupt judge by corruptly using their government jobs, positions and powers to use California Superior Court of San Diego Court corrupt Judge O'Neill's appearing legal, unlawful no bail bench warrant fraud and felony crime to further attack and cripple us, victims, me and Ms. Okai, by robbing us of our money, appearing legal, illegal extortion, by imposing their demanded increased bail amount. Increased from $50,000, $50,000, to $150,000, $150,000, but which failed to keep me unlawfully abducted and held hostage. Unlawfully arrested, held, and tortured in jail prisons on no bail. California State Bar Associated licensed * dishonest attorney David Nguyen said to me, you, that is, me, Tillory, are not going to get your house back. Why don't you plead guilty to one charge of illegal possession of guns and ammo, then I, that is, State of California San Diego Superior Court Judge appointed defense attorney Nguyen, can probably get all the other charges dropped and get you sentenced to probation only, and you accept their $150,000, $150,000, from the sale of your house. That is, accept the surplus funds, $150,000, from the RICO chain member mortgage fraud swindlers grand theft. And then go on with your life? You have enough, that you can even make a documentary about everything that happened to you. Otherwise you are facing all of their charges and 19 years in prison. Now, did you catch it? Here is the reveal. Nguyen said, not going to get your house back. And, the sale of your house. Yeah. That part. Showing that the government's corrupt court judges appointed corrupt attorney Nguyen admits that he, Nguyen, knows the home residence real estate property is, my house, as Nguyen said. He said, Tillorys house property. That is, the same as Nguyen also admitting that he knows their RICO mortgage fraud felony crimes, grand theft, officers armed robbery and other crimes. And, attorney Nguyen admits to me that he is not going to represent the true defense case, but rather intends to commit fraud by doing a false misrepresentation, a fraudulent defense, to help, to work with, the government's corrupt prosecutors. District Attorney Summer Stevens, Deputy District Attorney Mary Tillory, and others. To obtain another false conviction sentencing against me, and get away with their crimes. If he can corrupt me into lying, false confession testimony, and taking criminals bribery money from / for the RICO chain members, or else, threatened of worse prosecution I will suffer. Don't ever forget this too. Racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members employed the court by making false reports to law enforcement officers and by filing a fraudulent unlawful detainer lawsuit using falsified loan documents, court fraud, fraud on the court, against us, Tillorys, the RICO chain members falsified reports, documents, and records with lies that say, I, Tillory, am a mentally insane homeless squatter they found living at a house property they purchased in a foreclosure sale. And then while coming to my home residence, they abducted me, and attempted to keep me locked in jail prisons while they stole, destroyed, and altered all evidence of their crimes, and to install their falsehoods as factual records. Crimes cover up and by deceit. More. The corrupted San Diego primary/alternate public defender's office corrupt attorney William Sharp. Before he was removed from being the corrupted California Superior Court of San Diego corrupt court/judge appointed defense attorney for this government's fraudulent defense case fraud crime, craftily maneuvered himself into a sealed hidden Marsden hearing court proceeding, during which time Sharp stated on the court record, "If the court transcript record has not been altered and falsified by one of the corrupt court reporters, it was a bad loan." Obviously admitting to confess, law enforcement officers had been deployed to the Tillorys home residence to do an appearing legal unlawful court-ordered illegitimate eviction action fraudulently obtained by swindlers, and therefore, Mr. Tillory cannot be guilty. And by shrewdly doing that, Sharp attempted to save himself if the RICO chain members failed to get away with their organized crimes by corruptly and unlawfully destroying and/or concealing my prima facie document evidence proof of mortgage loan felony crimes, forgery and falsification of loan documents, senior fraud, financial exploitation, elder abuse, home residence, real estate property and personal household belongings, grand theft by false pretenses, embezzlement, and related organized crimes, which will prove that swindlers along with government corrupt court and law enforcement agencies officers are committing racketeering organized crimes on us, Tillorys, and are framing us, Tillorys, further proving that we, my deceased parents and me, are not guilty of their fraudulence, their felony crimes, illegal unlawful detainer lawsuit, claim of right to possession, and court judge illegally maneuvered voidable appearing legal, illegal summary judgment rulings orders and government prosecutors appearing legal, false charges in their fraudulent case under purported color of law, against me, us Tillorys. From the fraudulent court hearing/trial, and by eliminating me and disposing of me and my evidence by and through wrongful, unjust false conviction sentencing, jail imprisonment, covered slavery. What? Court judge appointed corrupt defense attorney William Sharp is the only RICO chain member who has seen with his own eyes, Sharp eyewitnessed, the physical mortgage loan document forgeries, evidence of premeditated conspiracy, I directly showed to Sharp, in person. In front of my eyewitness, to protect us, who the government public defender's office attorney William Sharp, the district attorney's office attorney prosecutor deputy district attorney Mary Naum, and court judge O'Neill disguised having threatened, intimidated, attacked, and attempted to remove from being a witness and/or prohibit from giving witness testimony about the organized crimes and exposing court judges, prosecutors, and public defenders, and others involvement in committing those and other crimes on and against me, Tillorys. And the RICO chain member California State Bar Association had begun looking into the case matters because after we reported dishonest attorney William Sharp's, California State Bar Association licensed attorneys, crimes to State Bar of California attorney overseers, who in 2017, up to right now, also violated my government declared rights provision, guaranteeing protection to victims of crimes by covering up for swindlers and covering up for corrupted California State Bar licensed dishonest attorneys, mortgage fraud crimes and court fraud crimes, SBA licensed attorneys, and for swindlers committed and victimized us with under color of law, during the 2014 to 2016 Tillory v. SJ's lawsuit case they corruptly maneuvered to eliminate, dismissed with prejudice. However, it can be proven that corrupt court/judge appointed attorney Sharp refused to represent the exonerating evidence to defeat the government prosecutors as Sharp should have effectively done during preliminary trial hearings proceedings when Sharp otherwise unnecessarily put me in unfair, unjust trial jeopardy, endangerment intentionally, by committing crimes making dishonest and illegal false misrepresentations to the corrupt court judges, and an element of undue ineffective counsel, by concealing and obstructing meritorious relevant, not irrelevant, exonerating evidence in opposition to government officers, felony misconduct violations and human rights crimes, fraudulent unlawful court hearings / trial, unwarranted actions and involved participation, principal commission, buy-in through facilitating accomplice with RICO chain members, organized crimes and corruption. Pattern of corrupt injustice by government officers. Now try to just imagine these horrors, because it is nearly unimaginable. Which is why after the San Diego County Office of the Primary / Alternate Public Defender's Attorney Thompson concealed the fact that the San Diego County Office of the District Attorney, and Deputy District Attorneys, had set up, and are in the act of staging and committing a felony crime on me by using police criminal misconduct, rights violation and false reports crimes, along with the false witnesses false testimony, lying perjury, and multiple witnesses multiple false testimonies, lying perjuries, to unlawfully prejudice the jurors against me in court trial in order to frame me by getting jurors to enter the corrupted agency's corrupt government officers' constructed false guilty verdict against me, so that the government, San Diego City Police Department, the District Attorney's Office, the people of the State of California, the Public Defender's Office, and the State of California Superior Court of San Diego court clerks, judges and Sheriff's Department officers would then enable themselves to get a wrongful, unjust false conviction and sentencing imposed on and against me. Thompson threatened, intimidated, and warned me that, if I attempt to tell anyone that they are framing me with lying corrupt police officers, false witnesses, false testimonies, and falsified audio / video evidence, in order to get away with committing and covering up their criminal misdemeanor and felony crimes they are doing, no one will believe you. They corruptly proceeded and succeeded in falsely convicting and sentencing me in 2007 to 2008. The added horrors is, here is where their felony crimes retroactively resurface, reignite and continue. Those government officers' crimes set the stage for what is ongoing now, 1996 to currently 2021, since they began their disguised orchestrated attacks along with facilitating accomplice to aid racketeering mortgage loan swindlers, home residence real estate home property thieves, organized crimes on us Tillorys, my parents and me. Government law enforcement agencies officers have falsely charged and criminally indicted me on false charges and false pretenses to disguise and cover up their chain member racketeering influenced corrupt organizations' organized crimes. The State of California Superior Court of San Diego court-appointed San Diego County Office of the Primary / Alternate Public Defender's Attorney Brian McNeil attempted to conduct their corruptly set-up staged fraudulent defense case, false representation, false misrepresentation, and corruptly maneuvering me into another wrongful unjust false conviction and sentencing, when after I told McNeil about the government officers' felony crimes they committed on me in 2007 to 2008 that they are continuing using on and against now. McNeil asked me, is the public defender attorney involved in committing those 2007 to 2008 crimes on me named Thompson? I told him, yes. McNeil then began lying to me, in front of witnesses, outside of the courtroom, and said that, the court judge will not allow that prior case, prior conviction and sentencing matters to be heard in defense of the government officer's current charges against me. And even if what I am telling to him, to McNeil, is true and is proven in court, those government officers' crimes will have no bearing on the government's case against me now for proving I am not guilty of their current charged crimes. And that he, McNeil, intends to represent the government's defense case on my behalf and proceed with guilty plea bargains to gain a more lenient conviction sentencing imposition. McNeil had never spoken to me about any of the circumstances involving the case, but had already decided on, and / or others in up through the public defender's office had decided for him, his course of action to defend me. Why is that? Insert, for the same reason Attorney Thompson had told me, I, Attorney Thompson, do not work for you, for me Tillory, Thompson's court-appointed defendant. I, Thompson, work for my boss, San Diego County Office of the Primary / Alternate Public Defenders, and they tell me what to do. I will not do anything you want. There is nothing that you or I can do about that. So I told Thompson again, but the police and district attorney intentionally damaged my case and set up the district attorney to use a false witness and other witnesses' false testimonies. And the police and district attorney are covering up for their crimes and those other people's attempt to murder me. The cops and district attorney are breaking the law. You should do your job to defend and protect me, by telling the court judge that the police and district attorney is using a false witness. If you do not tell the court judge and jury, then you, Thompson, will be helping them break the law and get away with it, and you too will be breaking the law. Thompson answered, I know what my job is. You are not the one who tells me what my job duty is. I know what you have been told, but you are not really my client. I can listen to you and find out things from you. But my boss tells me what my job duty is and decides what I will present in court hearing/trial to defend you. My bosses ordered me not to say anything about what the cops did, that they did wrong. If you attempt to tell anyone, no one will believe you. The way he was talking and acting, I thought he must be about to tell me that I would have to grease his palms. If you know what I mean, but he discerned somewhat better, and stopped short of that. Attorney Thompson was directly telling me that I, defendant, Tillory, am not who pays him, Thompson, for his work. Defense attorney to defend and protect, so he cannot and will not represent the defense case matters that I tell him is needed and required to defend and protect me. He is working for, representing, his paying client, the government San Diego County Office of the Primary/Alternate Public Defender's purported defense case on my behalf. Because the San Diego County Office of the Primary/Alternate Public Defenders is who pays him for his work, which he does for them. Not for me, not for/the defendant. So, what I tell him to do and represent/present in court. As if he is my attorney, rightward arrow paid by me to work for me to represent me in court. Hearing/trial, has nothing to do with the defense case he will inevitably represent/present in court hearing/trial purportedly on my behalf, because the defense case he represents/presents in court hearing/trial is really on behalf of his bosses. San Diego County Office of the Primary/Alternate Public Defenders, and what they tell him to represent/present in court hearing/trial. They are who he is paid by and works for to defend and protect them, not me. Thompson's court appointed defendant, Tillory, the rightward arrow, county public defender defending, protecting, the government officer's crimes disguised as attorney Thompson purportedly defending government court-appointed defendant, Tillory. And insert. Back to McNeil and the present horrors, continued from above at after, why is that? Still outside the courtroom I told McNeil that the district attorney's entire case is a continuing fraud and felony crimes being committed on and against me, and therefore, any court hearing/trial defense case is also a continuing fraud and felony crimes. An investigation has to be done by some honest law enforcement agency officers who are not directly involved in committing these felony crimes on and against me, and if any appearing legal, fraudulent defense case court hearings are held, they will be preliminary trial hearings to present evidence as proof of the government agency's officers' crimes, in order to suppress and dismiss the district and city attorney's entire cases, and those court hearings they must be held by in federal court. Because even the superior court and jurors are also involved in committing fraud and felony crimes on and against me in these case matters and prior court cases, and their fraudulent criminal actions are part of an unlawful setup to have me falsely charged, tried, and falsely convicted and sentenced again for crimes I did not do. So I am going to report the government officer's crimes to the court judge anyway. And if necessary I will have a Marsden hearing to have McNeil removed from his court appointment because the public defender's office is directly involved in the felony crimes committed on and against me since 2007 up until now, and it is a conflict of interest for the public defenders to be appointed as the defense attorneys who will be representing me in their ongoing crimes and appearing legal, unlawful government case against me. That is my right as a defendant who is being framed with false charges and prosecution by the public defender's office attorneys and other government court and law enforcement attorneys and officers under purported color of law. McNeil attempted to dissuade me at first, although he was not able to do so. McNeil told me he had no intention of representing my true defense case matters. I requested a Marsden hearing when we went into the courtroom. During the hearing, I told the court, Judge Frederick Link, about the government officers' colluded, coordinated crimes and criminal involvement participation from since 2007 to 2008 by the public defender's office attorneys. Judge Link asked court-appointed defense attorney McNeil if he knows there is any conflict of interest that will prevent him, McNeil, from effectively representing his court-appointed defense case and defendant, Tillory. McNeil admitted to Judge Link that there is a conflict of interest, and one main reason is because he personally knows and works with Attorney Thompson. Attorney McNeil confessed to Judge Link that by and through his, McNeil's, conflict of interest, under the circumstances, he, McNeil, cannot and will not do anything to impeach or otherwise incriminate Thompson for attorney misconduct, and will protect his fellow co-worker Attorney Thompson, who I witnessed, allege, know, and will testify he committed felony crimes along with the police and district attorney, their false witness and witnesses who bore false witness testimony, the Superior Court judge, and jurors. People of the state of California, in their 2007 to 2008 government fraudulent court case crimes and accomplished wrongful unjust false conviction and sentencing crimes committed on and against me, which is the direct cause of appearing legal false charges, false pretenses, felony crimes they corruptly, unlawfully staged and set up, and are using now, by in this same state, local Superior Court. Judge Link relieved Attorney McNeil from his court appointment, while, in violation of the U.S. Constitution's Sixth Amendment, Court Judge Link conditionally denied my request for self-representation, and he appointed the San Diego County Office of the Alternate Public Defenders, a different door of the same government office committing felony crimes on me from since in 2007 to 2008. Judge Link called for and appointed alternate public defender attorney Jim McMahon. They retired privately to the judge's chambers, accompanied by the deputy district attorney, and soon returned. Judge Link said harshly, "I am about to retire and I do not want anything more to do with this. Do not bring this case back to my courtroom." At which time the judge was ending the Marsden hearing. I thanked the judge. And off the record, most likely unreported/unrecorded, while he was not seated behind the judge's bench, Judge Link threatens and intimidates me, in the presence of those of us, including the deputy district attorney, who were in after the closed courtroom session. Attorney McMahon, using veiled disguise, also threatens me later, with witnesses present. Attorney McNeil and I came across each other a short time after that, outside the office building of the primary/alternate public defenders, when he said to me, "Glad to see you still hanging in there. You know, fact of the matter is, they can't even hear and try this case, it has to go to the Attorney General." I responded, "That's right. So you found out some things. I was trying to tell you, before Judge Link relieved you." He asked, "So, what's going on now?" I answered, "Same stuff happening. They still trying to cover that up, frame me, and railroad me into another false conviction." McNeil replied, "Good luck." Attorney McMahon, for the San Diego County Office of the Primary/Alternate Public Defenders, using veiled disguise, also threatens me later, with witnesses present, when me and a witness needed to help protect us. Met at the public defender's office downtown with attorneys William Sharp, alternate public defender's defense attorney assigned to work for with court-appointed defense attorney McMahon, and James McMahon, after attending a court judge hearing that occurred months later, for defense case 9-9-5 motion to suppress and dismiss. When Sharp entered and presented an irrelevant audio/video as evidence of police misconduct, police had no warrant. I told Sharp during and after the hearing that he presented the wrong and irrelevant evidence of police misconduct. Sharp just ignored me. Insert, showing the Joint Sheriff, Special Weapons and Tactics Team, with officers threat to shoot/murder me, and with police officers unlawfully breaking into my home under the State of California San Diego Superior Court Judge Creeps illegal, voidable rulings orders illegally created using unverified, falsified loan documents fraud in support of the summary judgment rulings orders court fraud, which conceals evidence proof of mortgage fraud and felony crimes. And insert. We reported the defense attorney Sharp's false misrepresentation fraud to the court office's clerk, that during the hearing, the presiding judge said, on the court record, if there is evidence that the police said they had a warrant, when police did not have a warrant, that would be evidence of police misconduct. Grounds for dismissal of the prosecutor's case against me, and the court-appointed defense attorney William Sharp concealed, did not show, my audio/video evidence that shows and proves the police doing exactly what the judge said is police misconduct. Insert, months before that court judge hearing, I had given that evidence. My audio/video of police at my home saying they had a warrant when they did not have a warrant. Directly to William Sharp. In the presence of witnesses, and in the public defender's office, and I told Sharp to use that audio/video evidence in the court hearing. And insert. The court clerk went and told the judge about the attorney's fraud that we said happened, and the clerk returned to us and told us, the judge says, you must speak to your attorney and your attorney will need to refile and reschedule the hearing to present your evidence. So, when we met with Sharp and McMahon, I said to Sharp and McMahon, the judge at the hearing said, if there is evidence that the police said they had a warrant, when police did not have a warrant, that would be evidence of police misconduct. I asked Sharp, why didn't you present that evidence? Sharp denied that the judge had said that during the hearing. And he said, he will order the transcript. I told Sharp, that's good, get the transcript, because you need it. Especially since you don't know what was going on in the courtroom. I heard what the judge said, and I don't need to lie about it. You should have been paying attention. But for some reason here you are after the fact, saying that the presiding judge did not say, what I know he said. I told you at the hearing that you did not show the right audio/video recording evidence of police at my home. After the hearing, I tried, but I wasn't allowed to speak to the judge who presided over the hearing. So I went to the office and spoke to the clerk, who spoke to another judge. And that judge said you, defense attorney Sharp, are the one who has to refile and reschedule the hearing to present the correct evidence. Sharp demanded for us to tell him the names of the clerk and judge who told us those things. I asked Sharp and McMahon, are you going to refile and reschedule the hearing and present my audio/video evidence showing police misconduct at my front door saying they have a warrant, when they did not have a warrant? Sharp put his head down and defiantly answered with an aggravated tone, no. McMahon got belligerent and began nastily repeating over and over again to me, while I sat looking at him in shocked amazement. Look, you, Tillory, got everybody. You got people for mortgage loan fraud, forgery and falsified documents, the grand theft sale and transfer of your home. You got the civil court judge committing fraud. Court judge caught in fraud, illegal use of unverified documents concealing felony mortgaging crimes. And you want us to call the judge as a witness. But we are not going to do that. We cannot call the judge as a witness. This is not a civil case. You got everybody. Insert, McMahon knows and meant, I, Tillory, have proved that the cops were circumstantially at my home unlawfully doing a court-ordered appearing illegal eviction action, personal attack on me, assault and battery, abduction, hostage-taking, and extortion and torture, detention, arrest, and bail setting and holding me in jail prisons. Grand theft armed robbery by sheriff police who threatened to murder, shoot, me. Government officers' seizures of my property. Invasion of privacy and unlawful search. searches of my home residence property and of my vehicle parked in front of my home, and my physical body. 2. Personal attack, harassment, assault with a deadly weapon. Police detaining, harassing, and threatening Ms. Okai with gun violence. 2. Invasion of privacy. Search of Ms. Okai's physical person. 2. Armed robbery, property theft by police. Seizure of Ms. Okai's personal property, and more. And insert. McMahon included repeating threats. You, Tillory, are going to prison for a long time. And what can Will, Attorney William Sharp, do about it? What do you, Tillory, think Will can do about it? I told McMahon, all right, calm down. I heard you. You don't need to get upset about it. I know I got everybody. I told Will that from the beginning. That is what I am here about today. I want Will to present my evidence that I already gave him months ago. If he had done that, this case would have been dismissed months ago, and I wouldn't be here now. But all these months he has done nothing but conceal the evidence and information I gave him. He presented irrelevant evidence of the sheriff's misconduct, that does not show the police misconduct. Even the deputy district attorney objected on grounds of relevancy. And I have to agree. When he played that wrong audio/video, he did not even play the audio, so there was no sound of officers' voices being played/heard. And the video of the sheriffs at my home a week earlier had nothing to do with what Sharp was supposed to be presenting to expose the police misconduct at my home a week later. Sharp has had months of time to do the job right. Sharp told me that he had been temporarily reassigned by the public defender's office to do other cases, and he had to set aside this case while he did those cases instead. Maybe that is part of the problem with why he is not presenting the evidence I gave him. But I don't think that is the problem, because he just now sat here and refused to present my true evidence. You, McMahon, heard him. Sharp kept asking me, are you, Tillory, going to do the case yourself? Let me stop there and point out. The San Diego County Public Defender's Office disguised as attorneys. James McMahon with William Sharp, said, you, Tillory, got everybody. The San Diego County Public Defender's Office disguised as attorneys. James McMahon with William Sharp, asked, and what can Will, Attorney William Sharp, do about it? What do you, Tillory, think Will can do about it? Obviously the county office disguised as McMahon already answered those questions by saying, you, Tillory, got everybody. And so that, is/answers what the county, disguised as Will, can do about it? So with McMahon having that understanding and making that admission, why is there any problem with the San Diego County government's office disguised as attorneys? James McMahon with William Sharp, presenting the evidence in court that I got on everybody and get the corrupted government's corrupt prosecutors false charges, false pretense evidence, entrapments, and fraudulent court case indictment coordinated organized crimes they unlawfully set up, staged, and are professionally committing on and against me using the government's job office authority power, suppressed and dismissed. Pitting corrupted government's officers against corrupted government's corrupt officers. Unlawful criminal misconduct actions. Which proves that the San Diego County Office of the Public Defenders are false pretenders who do not intend to, and have not, and are not going to present my evidence proof I am the innocent victim of organized crimes and fraudulent false prosecution government's officers' crimes. And moreover, they, San Diego County primary/alternate public defenders attorneys, have confessed, in front of a witness, who they are attacking. That witness was temporarily being protected in a secret place, by an organization who has since then betrayed us. That they intend to, and have, and are going to help falsely prosecute me for the government district attorney's office and other racketeering influenced corrupt organization organized crimes chain member criminals to accomplish another wrongful unjust false conviction and sentencing on and against me for crimes that I, me, my parents, and others they are falsely accusing. did not do, and dispose of me in jail prisons. Covert disguised modern day appearing legal, unlawful enslavement. For the rest of my remaining life. I am almost 66 years old now, and dispose of my evidence proof of their organized crimes and corruption. I, Tillory, exposed that foregoing information fact and truth. The court-sealed/hidden Marsden hearing, to help readers recognize and understand why the court-appointed alternate public defender's office attorneys have sabotaged and wasted away the time available for presenting any exonerating true case evidence by and through any fraudulent court preliminary trial hearings. And are also abusing me by using every preliminary trial hearing to present a false representation, misrepresentation, fraudulent defense, conceal or destroy evidence, and obstruct justice, in order to protect the corrupted San Diego County office of the primary/alternate public defenders and corrupt Attorney Thompson, and to aid the aforesaid and aftersaid, and to aid other racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members get away with their crimes. And because readers may have some pre-programmed, planted, and or preconceived and or self-conceived, misguidings and or misconceptions and or falsehoods in your mind, that these people cannot be, and are not the criminals at large that our evidence, proof, and witnessing is discovering, and revealing. Throw away Tillorys. Save government organized crimes and corruption. Oh. There is lots more. All of which. Government law agencies' officers' refusals to protect me and aid in committing crimes on me. Is covert provocation. Disguised attempts to provoke me to violence and violent confrontation with purported law enforcement officers, unlawful criminal misconduct acting under purported color of law. The easy way to disguise and get away with murdering me under color of law, because dead Tillorys tell no truths. People. Knowing your human rights means nothing when you are robbed of doing anything to protect yourself from the evil forces of overbearing government corrupt people who lie, murder, destroy and deprive you of anything your human existence deserves. Every lie, and government lie, is a theft that murders and destroys something and or someone. But for now, don't go away, keep watch. The government's corrupt court trial fraud/crime is now set up for May 10, 2021. Pay close attention to this. It is a major source of what you are about to learn is happening. A Mason's Masonic oath of allegiance to protect the members of their own Masonic order, who are caught up in some troublesome situation, overrides the Mason's oath of public office to protect citizens people, if the Masons have to help citizens people who have a legitimate case and evidence against Masonic members. Mr. Tillory, victim, created on March 15, 2021, page 12 of 12. Date, February 16, 2021. Pertaining to this November 29, 2016 letter document fraud that I, James K. Tillory, received from RICO chain member J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association, also known as Clear Recon Corp. Aldrich Pite LLP. Dear Racketeering Organized Crime Consortium, ROCC. 1. Their letter was written and directed at me, James K. Tillory, by from J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association after the Tillory vs. Chase lawsuit complaint case was dismissed with prejudice by the California Superior Court of San Diego, and after I contacted the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau agency, who thereafter contacted J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association. I received this letter because I was in the process of filing complaint reports to multiple government entities and law enforcement agency officers about the crimes being perpetrated on us, the victims/Tillorys, in my attempts to expose the sophisticated mortgage loan fraud crimes, felony/misdemeanor civil criminal public offenses crimes, and false misrepresentation being done by between California State Bar Association lawyers, J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association, and California Superior Court of San Diego court clerks and judges who committed disguised mortgage loan fraud, civil and felony/misdemeanor crimes, false representation/misrepresentation and other related crimes under color of law that directly caused/allowed the California Superior Court of San Diego to prejudicially dismiss the Tillorys v. Chase lawsuit complaint case due to the fraudulent false misrepresentation of the Tillorys complaint accomplished in the California Superior Court of San Diego by between California State Bar Association lawyers, Real Estate Law Center PC, J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association, and the California Superior Court of San Diego Court Clerks and Judges Government/Professional Job Accomplished Court Fraud Crimes, Mortgage Loan Fraud Crimes, Felony/Misdemeanor Civil Criminal Public Offenses Crimes, and false misrepresentation white-collar organized crimes of sophistication and cover-up which those parties/participants committed as principals and/or by and through accomplice and/or facilitation, while litigating the Tillorys v. Chase lawsuit case matters and issues. 2. The J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association fraud and deceit of their letter statement. We serviced the loan in good faith, consistent with our lending guidelines, and we didn't find any instances of deceptive tactics. Is deceitful, deceptive, and diversionary, and in direct alignment/participation with the predatory mortgage lenders' loan fraud and elder abuse victimization perpetrated on the Tillorys. Mr. and Mrs. Tillory and me, James Tillory, are the only people who service this debt trap mortgage loan fraud real estate home property theft in their God-given good faith. In this phase of J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association organized crime ring scam operations, the mortgage loan originators, predatory lenders/thieves, invested $144,500 in their illegal endeavor. They inevitably robbed the elder senior citizen Tillorys of well over $1 million. $1 million. That is quite a haul. Some will call that a damned good investment. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association is only illegally/unlawfully servicing themselves. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association and other racketeering-influenced corrupt organization chain members. To the Tillorys retirement money, real estate home property and household belongings, by and through organized crime racketeering, mortgage loan falsified document forgery/constructive fraud, elder abuse, grand theft. By felony elder abuse, financial exploitation, senior fraud, embezzlement, false pretense, trick, grand larceny, and related civil, criminal, and public misdemeanor/felony offenses crimes. If J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association and their other mortgage fraud, real estate home property theft, racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members had otherwise serviced the loan in consistency with lawful legal lending guidelines, instead of, with our, J.P. Morgan Chase Bank N.A. lending guidelines, then the Tillorys would not have been framed, illegally deceived/tricked into purchasing fraudulent mortgage loan terms obligations they did not qualify to be illegally trapped into and did not agree. And this sophistication of felony elder abuse by financial exploitation, elderly victims abuse by government agencies, court and/or law enforcement attorneys/officers, and court judge-ordered armed robbery of elderly senior citizen victims by sheriffs and police may not have occurred. Because it is easily provable that the Tillorys could not pay off the illegal mortgage loan fraud crime, could not and so did not financially qualify to be placed in/under the licensed mortgage loan originators. By FELONY of the California Department of Business Oversight licensor, mortgage loans, deeds of trust, security instruments terms, and that the mortgage loan originators intentionally trapped the Tillorys into an illegal loan obligation with the mortgage loan originators' illegal unpayable loan, balloon terms, unavoidable default foreclosure debt trap, and the mortgage loan originators committed felony senior fraud, financial exploitation and elder abuse and grand theft of well over $1 million, $1 million, by forgery, embezzlement, and related crimes to frame the 80-year-old Tillorys and to steal and rob us Tillorys of our home residence, real estate, home property and household belongings. Absolutely incredible. Or, absolutely commonplace practice of con artists, swindlers. What is being disguised/hidden is that the mortgage loan originators and J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association mortgage loan contract deed of trust security instrument fraud/grand theft scam is a clear reconfiguration and direct continuation/extension of the Long Beach Mortgage Companies, Advanta Finance Corp., and Ford Consumer Corp., predatory lenders, unlawful mortgage loan fraud crimes and felony financial exploitation, senior fraud, elder abuse and related crimes and cover-up. Perpetrated on my then 76-year-old parents, elderly Mr. and Mrs. Tillory, and perpetrated on me by transferal of property by inheritance. Mr. James K. Tillory, unlawfully displaced lawful legal property owner by will/inheritance. By and through the predatory lender's borrower's financial loan qualification document forgery used to trap the elderly senior citizens Arlister and Mary Tillory into the bank predator's unpayable loan, balloon terms, of with their mortgage loan. Deeds of trust security instruments, constructive fraud terms, unavoidable default foreclosure debt trap by between Advanta Finance Corp., a division of Advanta Mortgage Company, and Advanta National Bank of J.P. Morgan Chase Bank N.A. by merger. Subsequently, the unlawful corrupt works of these professionally orchestrated real estate mortgage loan racketeering organized crimes being accomplished by between mortgage lenders/business, California State Bar Association, attorneys, state licensor authorizer. Racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain member by CSBA Lawyers Association, who licensed/set up dishonest California State Bar Association lawyers Erickson Davis and of Real Estate Law Center PC law firm and lawyers representing J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association, who committed mortgage loan associated crimes in the Tillory Victims versus Chase lawsuit court case. And government corrupt California Superior Court of San Diego court clerks and judges, district and city attorneys, sheriffs, police and other purported so-called law enforcement agencies, officers and many other knowing/unknowing government/business entities/agencies. Racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members is now still before us, and is still operating their crime organization's crimes, and is come to this traitorous/tyrannical stage of setup/terror on the victims, the Tillorys. Dare/care to inspect my proof? Not much room to wiggle out of everything then. Or prefer to keep hiding and running from the so far unprevailing justice of truth, and to further victimize and sinfully dispose of me/us Tillorys and to make off with getting away? Insert, yet, I was insanely fraudulently declared mentally insane 5150, 5150, and mentally incompetent to stand trial. Because I refused to willingly be tried falsely in a fraudulent court trial that should not be occurring, and that's only occurring because of government officers' job misconduct and crimes. By groveling imps, employed and deployed by these/you impostor same crooks/posers. What kind of absolute evil is that? But, who knows the truth? Imagine this if you're able, and because I tell the truth and tell it with prima facie proof, along with others who've seen it and know. Then no one can doubt that I see your faces of evil and am grappling with the principalities and powers of your evil enforces, while time after time I am again being bound by your hate-filled violence, set up and abused, racially discriminated, threatened, framed, charged, robbed at gunpoint with covert disguised murder attempts being made on my life, assaulted, battered, abducted, tortured, extorted, enslaved and imprisoned, and more, in your so-called fair and just governing chains of unlawful, undue, fraudulent and biased so-called lawful legal processes/tribunals of demoniacal tyranny. Do I digress? And insert. 3. The J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association fraud and deceit of their letter statement. We take complaints that claim discrimination, and we investigated your concerns and can assure you there was no discrimination in this matter. Is a diversionary statement falsifying the facts about my true complaint I made to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau agency. I did not make a complaint report to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau agency about deceptive discrimination being done by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association. And I am more than aware of this corrupt tactic made/utilized for the purpose of falsifying document records as a means of creating recorded false narratives to establish the deceitful falsifications as being factual, not false. But the most direct observation evidence is that I assuredly must not be a consumer, because the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau agency most definitely is not protecting me. And all others involved must be consumers, because all involved others are being protected by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau agency, even in/throughout the commission of their civil, criminal, and public offenses and human rights violations crimes. 4. The J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association fraud and deceit of their letter statement. These documents demonstrate that Mary E. Tillory entered into a valid and legally binding credit obligation with Chase. Is that the mortgage loan documents J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association is demonstrating/showing in their 2016 letter were originated in 1999 by Advanta National Bank affiliate of Advanta Mortgage Company and Advanta Finance Corp. Perpetrators of 1996 mortgage loan document forgery crime along with Long Beach Mortgage Company and others, who the Tillorys are still suffering under to this very time, the year 2021. And those documents belonging to J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association now and then, do not, and cannot stand alone to demonstrate the information that discloses the fact that the Tillorys, Mary and Arlister, joint borrowers and joint victims, did not qualify for the mortgage loan terms and could not pay off the loan. The lender's loan qualification document demonstrating the 80-year-old senior citizens, the Tillorys, personal financial living expenses and bills. Savings/investments, medical, doctor's hospitalization prescriptions, medical insurance, dental medicines, food, toiletries, auto, fuel repairs, maintenance, car note registration, insurance, utilities, water, gas, electric, telephone, television, internet, credit cards, if able to qualify for any, church/charity, miscellaneous, vacation, recreational, common purchase need items, home and grounds, repairs, maintenance, remodeling, housing expenses, taxes, homeowners insurance, balloon loan. Terms. Information directly affecting the Tillorys' financial ability to pay for their daily survival/living costs. Along with their mortgage and credit card liabilities, that must be calculably taken into account is missing/hidden, concealed evidence. But which is required in order to demonstrate/prove the entire deed of trust, security instruments, mortgage loans are an unlawful legal false pretense, constructive fraud, hiding the facts that the loan is a recognizable unavoidable default, foreclosure, debt trap, scam. Do you believe J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association and their racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members really think that I am some kind of moronic idiot? Well, guess what? I did not file my complaint report with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau agency and other government agencies because I myself did not already know and have all of my parents' personal financial income and expense complete information to prove beyond a shadow of doubt that fact and other elemental parts of the racketeering influenced corrupt organization, conspirators, crime, scams, and even much more. Well, think again. You know why they know better than that? It is why racketeering influenced corrupt organization corruptible/corrupt chain members J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association with trustee Clear Recon Corp. And Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC and other involved mortgage businesses. Along with government agencies, officers they employed and deployed. California Superior Court of San Diego court clerks and judges. The racketeering influenced corrupt organization employed/incorporated chain member initiator who illegally allowed and is using falsified loan documents concealing racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members misdemeanor/felony crimes, disguising and activating the sophisticated white-collar entrapment phase, deploying government law enforcement attorneys/officers who are joining in committing crimes on us, Tillorys and others. San Diego District and City Attorneys, Court-appointed San Diego Public Defenders Attorneys, San Diego Attorney General's Office, San Diego Federal Bureau of Investigation Officers, San Diego County Sheriffs, San Diego Federal Marshals, San Diego City Police, San Diego City Mayor, all federal, state, local politicians, and their own court-appointed San Diego psych doctors, purportedly acting under color of law, made attempts to murder me, abducted me, and held me hostage in jail prisons for 10 months on a corrupt court judge's no-bail fraudulent bench warrant, and simultaneously held me in jail prisons using court-appointed corrupt doctors' fraudulent psychological evaluation opine hold, while corrupt San Diego police officers were sent to my, Tillorys, home property, broke in again following multiple other previous break-ins. Insert, one sheriff police break-in, officers thought they had hidden the fact they used computer x-ray to search inside one, or more, of the safes, and other belongings, in my home. On another sheriff police break-in, officers thought they had hidden the fact that they unlawfully attached devices to my computers and cell phones they searched and damaged, and planted a document, falsified evidence, that officers lied about by falsely alleging the police found a manifesto that I had written on my computer. Little did officers not know at that time. Prior to the public defender's office corrupt attorney William Sharp being told and shown by me that I caught those and other crimes officers committed on my home surveillance audio/video, known as proof. Now, you who read this know and understand more about what. Later, after the corrupt district attorney, court, and cops found out about my proof, they all teamed up and unlawfully held me in their jail prisons for the first 6 months under their doctor's psych evaluation opine fraud, and while they ransacked my home stealing everything and searching for all my evidence to steal it, cover up, and insert, and other attempted break-ins, and violently forced out and off of my home property all of those few good people, who with my grateful permission were watching and protecting my home/things for me there while I was being unlawfully abducted and held in jail prisons. Then officers oversaw the theft and or destruction of all my household property belongings in and around my home property, under the fraudulent guise of appearing legal court-ordered eviction and their fraudulent lying claims that I have abandoned my home and all my household property and personal belongings. Asterisk, when they all knew they were robbing my home and were really unlawfully holding me abducted in their jail prisons, under fraudulent arrest charges, false pretenses, where the racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members also enabled themselves to monitor all phone conversations I made while in their jail prisons. They eavesdropped on me talking about my documents, evidence proof, and other Tillorys evidence proof I keep inside my house. And then, because in their desperation to deprive me of any of my evidence they could steal from me purportedly under color of law, they used their racketeering influenced corrupt organization corrupt government law enforcement agencies officers and real estate home property swindlers and thieves who employed and deployed the crooked government agencies officers to remove bugging devices/cams they planted, search throughout my home, and dismantle and steal all Tillorys and others property from my home as a cover-up for destroying and or stealing my evidence proof of their crimes from me. Because they know I have lots of evidence proof that they are trying to steal and dispose of by any means necessary. Some evidence they found out about after they used their fraudulent charges and arrest court proceeding threats and crimes they are carrying out on and against me unlawfully, to force me into showing their corrupt court-appointed public defender's office and dishonest attorney, William Sharp, the mortgage loan document forgeries, audio-video recordings, and other incriminating evidence I have that proves their racketeering influenced corrupt organization's white-collar organized crimes of sophistication, their cover-up tactics, the names and identities of persons and companies, their premeditated crimes and conspiracies, their financial exploitation abuse of elderly senior citizens, my father and mother, and me, and other related felony crimes and human rights violations crimes I showed to William Sharp. Under their guise that the public defender's office attorneys are court-appointed for my protection, to collect my evidence and conduct a lawful and unobstructed case defense for defending me against the false charges they are framing me with, after they stole everything I inherited/own. And placed me in the financially damaged position that I am forced to be totally reliant on the government's dishonest public defender's office attorneys who are committing crimes on me along with the California Superior Court of San Diego clerks and judges, because of course, under such, I cannot afford to hire attorneys to defend me. but when I gave evidence to the public defender's office attorneys, the public defenders took my evidence and concealed it, and/or destroyed it, protecting their racketeering influenced corrupt organization from being discovered and exposed in public court. And help the government's district and city attorneys frame us Tillorys and accomplish another disguised false conviction sentencing on and against me of 20 years to life in their jail prisons, caged and enslaved for crimes we did not commit, disposing of me and protecting themselves from my case evidence. What? Did you believe that master crooks of this magnitude with their professional government job positions of power would gather the evidence of their demise and to demonstrate the modus operandi of crimes they are committing, which will put themselves in their jail prisons and/or paying fines? Oh, I think I get it. You believe these crooks will happily show me and others the crimes these crooks are committing on me, Tillorys, and others. Like I don't already have enough knowledge and understanding to recognize their crimes and terrorism for myself. Do you know enough to know that crooks such as these will even murder us, people, as a means of escape to get away with the crimes they are committing? Why else does anyone otherwise believe that prior to the crimes being done to us now, J.P. Morgan Chase Bank N.A. and other racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members had been relentlessly and desperately trying to get me? Mr. James K. Tillory, inheritor/owner of my deceased parents' real estate, home property and household belongings, and who has the prima facie document proof of J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association and other racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members racketeering organized crimes, to sign and buy J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association so-called modified mortgage loan? Which is really nothing less than J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association crooked modified mortgage loan crime scam alteration cover-up attempt being used by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association to complete the intended debt trap, felony, elder abuse and grand theft that J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association and others have been trying so long and hard, even making unlawful attempts, to get me to sign and buy. If J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association were successfully able to trick me, threaten me, coerce me, injure and damage me, abduct, jail and torture me into helping J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association and racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members get away with committing felony, elder abuse and civil, criminal, and public offenses on my elderly parents, from mortgage loan origination, up until their death and beyond, by successfully tricking me, threatening me, coercing me, injuring and damaging me, abducting, jailing and torturing me into signing and buying J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association disguised alteration and cover-up of J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association / the racketeering influenced corrupt organizations, evil crimes. Instead, J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association / the racketeering influenced corrupt organization resorted to committing more fraud and human rights violation crimes by employing and deploying many corruptible / corrupt others, including the government's so-called law enforcement agencies' officers, to rob me at gunpoint using corrupt sheriffs and police who violently forced me out and off of my / our home property purportedly under color of law with their misconduct, violations and crimes. As J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association and racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members have relied upon and is doing, even going so far as to threaten and attack other people who have been trying to help me expose these organized crimes and corruption. Each of those victims' stories are more stories you will not believe, as the public defender attorneys committing crimes on me have warned me. So they are concealing all of the evidence that I have already shown and given to them, and/or they are telling lies about it. Like you should be able to see J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association is doing, by their letter I am exposing now, and more. Inspect the bank's payment chart pages. Not one single payment totaling $218,869.72, $218,869.72, does J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association payment chart fake out show as late, or missed for 15 years. And their half-ass chart still does not show the full amount the Tillorys paid on the mortgage loan. You know what? Easy. Because $1,217.68, $1,217.68, times 12 months times 15 years equals $219,182.40, $219,182.40. A difference of $312.68, $312.68. And what is not on their chart is the money paid for charges and fees to start the loan, thousands of dollars more that other loan documents show/prove. And don't forget the mortgage term of mandatory homeowners insurance the Tillorys paid too. Which means, since this mortgage loan is a false pretense fraud crime scam, their fraud includes an insurance scam by insurance companies who are knowingly or unknowingly racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members, because insurance companies make homeowners insurance contract agreements with victims of mortgage loan fraud crimes. And their chart shows a monetary theft for a homeowner's insurance charge in the amount of $73, stolen from us, Tillorys, by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association, when we had to change the insurance company. I know because I closely oversaw the homeowner's insurance payments from 1999 to 2005. Then I personally made sure the monthly mortgage payments were paid from 2006, or earlier, until the final monthly mortgage payment in 2014 at maturity of the loan. But even without me producing the now well-known predatory mortgage loan originator's unlawful document forgery used by this home property theft racketeering ring to illegally trap and frame my victimized father and terrorized mother. Senior citizens left Rodero, what good is the status of citizenship supposed to be for the abused Tillorys, to then rob, steal and strip them/us of all their lifetime work and worth in property, valuables and wealth, belonging to their family descendants? Perpetrated by between mortgage fraud organized crime racketeering chain members Advanta Finance Corp. Hidden under Long Beach Mortgage Company, Ford Consumer Corp., and others. For associated racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members Advanta Mortgage Company and Advanta National Bank, also known as J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association, and local, state, federal government agencies, officers, underhanded, disguised, dirty dealing operations purportedly done under color of law. And only using the Tillorys' ages, 80 years old, fixed retirement income, their monthly mortgage payments, and don't forget to figure in the balloon payment at maturity. It is too easy to expose that the predatory lender's deed of trust, security instrument mortgage loan terms are a false pretense fraud and nothing less than an unavoidable default foreclosure debt trap real estate home property grand theft embezzlement scam the criminals are doing to the elderly seniors. The info below is what me and my mother reported all the way back in 2013 to the Federal Consumer Financial Protection Bureau agency, after Congresswoman Susan Davis' office falsified a letter forwarding my mother's complaint case to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau agency, for all the no good that fraud has done for us. The Tillorys cannot manage to do all of the following every month with $827.68, $827.68, to spend every month, savings/investments, medical, doctors, hospitalization, prescriptions, medical insurance, dental medicines, food, toiletries, auto, fuel repairs, maintenance, car note registration, insurance, utilities, water, gas, electric, telephone, television, internet, credit cards, if able to qualify for any, church, charity, miscellaneous, vacation, recreational, common purchase need items, home and grounds, repairs, maintenance, remodeling, housing expenses, taxes, homeowners insurance, balloon loan terms. You should ask, how do we arrive at $827.68, $827.68, monthly? Now you'll know. Evidence. 1. The borrower's fixed retirement income is approximately $2,699, $2,699, monthly. 2. The amount of monthly mortgage payments is $1,217.68, $1,217.68, monthly. 3. At the end of 15 years the balloon amount at loan maturity is $117,655.84, $117,655.84, to pay off the loan. But when the loan was originally calculated, using only the 80-year-old borrower's fixed retirement income over a 15-year time span, the borrowers must financially be able to save $117,655.84, $117,655.84, in order to legally be financially qualified for / to pay off the balloon. $117,655.84, Deed of Trust Security Instrument Mortgage Loan Balloon Terms at Loan Maturity, and in order to legally be entered into the Mortgage Loan Deed of Trust Security Instrument Balloon Terms constructed by the mortgage loan originators. Advanta National Bank, also known as J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association, and Trustee Clear Recon Corp. Constructive fraud and false pretense embezzlement, breach of trust, racketeering, organized crime scam. So let's figure out how much fixed retirement income money must financially be able to be saved at least every month by the victims, senior citizens Mr. and Mrs. Tillory, trapped by predatory real estate home property thieves. $117,655.84, $117,655.84, divided by 15 years equals $7,843.64, $7,843.64, divided by 12 months equals $653.64, $653.64, monthly. For next, add the monthly mortgage payment $1,200.68, $1,217.68, and, plus, the monthly amount $653.64, $653.64, that the victims must be able to save each month. From their fixed retirement income, the professional thieves, lenders, professionally calculated to illegally qualify and abuse elderly victim borrowers, equals $1,871.32, $1,871.32, monthly. Which is the actual total illegal monthly cost of the Deed of Trust Security Instrument illegal mortgage loan terms disguised scam, that is an illegal unavoidable default foreclosure debt trap fraud and false pretense which the predatory lenders constructed and is illegally using to illegally qualify their elderly couple / victims with, to illegally contract, illegally obligate, and illegally trap their unqualified illegally abused elderly couple victims, my parents the 80-year-old Tillorys, into signing, no fraud without getting them to sign it. Defrauded by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association Trustee Clear Recon Corp. Aldrich Pite LLP Advanta National Bank California Superior Court of San Diego District Attorney San Diego County Sheriff and City Police, notwithstanding many other racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members. 5. Next, subtract the Deed of Trust Security Instrument predatory lenders, thieves, mortgage loan actual monthly payments. Of course, the hidden / deferred balloon is now included exposed in the calculation, $1,871.32, $1,871.32, total monthly payment, partially deferred into a retroactive accumulating fixed balloon. $117,655.84, $117,655.84, lump sum payment that is illegal to indebt and obligate elderly seniors with. From the victims, elders, retired Mr. and Mrs. Tillorys, fixed retirement income $2,699, $2,699, equals $827.68, $827.68, monthly. 6. Let's not forget this, credit cards, if able to qualify for any, dot. Now I ask you, could Mr. and Mrs. Tillory qualify for any credit cards during that time considering their calculable/calculated overall financial status? No. Then, if the senior citizens, elder borrowers Mr. and Mrs. Tillory, had any credit cards issued to them by credit card companies/banks during the time they were under this disclosed illegal financial condition, who illegally qualified the victims, over 80-year-old elders Mr. and Mrs. Tillory, and issued to the victims their company's credit cards? Credit card fraud by Bank of America. Of course, the victims did not have to use the credit cards issued to the victims to borrow money from those credit card companies, and no one forced the victims to use any credit cards the victims had been illegally qualified for and issued by those credit card issuing bank predatory lenders committing credit card fraud. But reputable credit card companies/banks who legitimately review/check their credit card holders, victims, credit, financial qualifications, do not allow credit card purchases to their credit card holders, victims, when the credit card holders, victims, cannot afford to make any single, or otherwise, monetary purchases/expenditures that the victims request the credit card companies to loan the victims, when victims are unqualified borrowers of loans. 7. So, the $653.64, $653.64, that the victims could not save each month from their fixed retirement income for the lender's calculated lump sum balloon payment, must be spent by the victims to pay their costs of living expenses each month, along with, plus, the victim's $827.68, $827.68. That makes the total monthly amount available for the lender's victims to spend on paying their monthly costs of living expenses equals $1,481.32, $1,481.32. Which was still not enough money for the abused victims, Tillorys, to pay all of their monthly costs of living expenses. I surely know that, with proof and as eyewitness, because I am the person who helped my parents to pay their monthly living expenses for the entire 15 years. Caught? Some more. Uh-oh. A motive for murder and to dispose of my, Tillorys, evidence, because the racketeering influenced corrupt organization has already stolen home and property from us valued in the millions. Using the Tillorys fixed retirement income to calculate swindlers' mortgage terms. We know the Tillorys could never have the $117,655.84, $117,655.84, to pay off the swindler's balloon at loan maturity. And, at age 95, no one, except a swindler, will have the ironclad balls to try and get away with committing the obvious crime of illegally qualifying 95-year-old elders for a $117,655.84, $117,655.84, loan to pay off the J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association swindler's balloon loan fraud. The J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association calculated mortgage loan terms is a false pretense home grand theft scam by solicitation, prima facie document proof. Whose investigators setup is this? Proving senior citizens Mr. and Mrs. Tillory, victims of felony elder abuse and related crimes, were intentionally set up for failure by the bank lender's illegal mortgage loan fraud/theft. Victims are financially unqualified and illegally entered by banks into crooked lenders' false pretense unavoidable default foreclosure debt trap, deed of trust security instrument loan contract terms mortgage fraud scam, unlawful financial exploitation illegally constructed/calculated, activated, owned, operated, circulated, sold, and transferred by between J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association trustee Clear Recon Corp. Aldrich Pite LLP, also known as Advanta National Bank 4. With affiliated debt consolidation loan solicitors Advanta Mortgage Company, also known as Mortgage Loan Predators/Predecessors Ford Consumer Corp., Advanta Finance Corp. with Long Beach Mortgage Company, also known as other racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members including but not limited to Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC attorney Sam Chandra APC, and other hidden involved associates/entities, California State Bar Association and California State Bar Association Enforcement Unit, Real Estate Law Center PC, California Superior Court of San Diego Court Clerks and Judges, San Diego County Assessors and Recorders Office, Social Security Administration, San Diego Gas and Electric Co., San Diego Water Department, San Diego District and City Attorneys, Court-appointed San Diego Public Defenders Attorneys, San Diego Attorney General's Office, San Diego Federal Bureau of Investigation Officers, San Diego County Sheriffs, San Diego Federal Marshals, San Diego City Police, San Diego City Mayor, San Diego County Board of Supervisors, United Nations, San Diego County Grand Jury, all federal, state, local politicians, whom we also notified, and their own court-appointed San Diego psych doctors, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau Agency, California Department of Business Oversight, Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, Congressional Office of Susan Davis, and Bank of America. When this block of information is properly presented and established as proven facts in the government's now ongoing corrupt government officers' fraudulent complaint charges/indictment criminal case, Superior Court Case Number, SCD 279,371 being unlawfully done to me now, then the government's entire case must be thrown out, dismissed, by court/judges on my, defendants, lawful legal defense, Court Preliminary Trial 9-9-5 motion to suppress and motion to dismiss. Government officers aiding lenders' crimes from being discovered. Because this block of information proves that the unlawful detainer lawsuit and court/judge summary judgment against Arlister, Mary, and James Tillorys in civil case number 37-2018-00026067 CLUDCTL is a court fraud crime by between Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC and California Superior Court of San Diego Court Clerk/Judge. Creep, along with the government's San Diego police and city attorneys' corrupt accomplished court fraud crime, civil court case number 37-2018-999551001 CUDTCTL. And further proves that me, James, and my parents Arlister and Mary Tillory, have been and are being illegally defrauded and embezzled, financially exploited, unlawfully abused, illegally framed, unlawfully robbed of our money and home residence real estate property and household belongings, valued over $1 million, $1 million, by mortgage fraud swindlers and government agencies officers organized crimes, racketeering influenced corrupt organization, crime ring. Wherefore all of the Tillorys stolen property/belongings must be returned to the Tillorys and the Tillorys must be made whole, as if these swindlers and government officers' organized crimes never happened. Which is irreparable and an impossibility, under which the swindlers, government agencies, and corrupt officers must pay fines and or serve jail prison time, and pay millions in compensatory, punitive, and irreparable damages to the Tillorys for personal injury and damages restitution. Asterisk horrifying horrendous horrifics asterisk. The swindlers and government's corrupt agencies officers know this, and know they are committing multiple counts of misprision of felony crimes. Which is why they are in their procedural processes of corrupt premeditated plans, using their government job professions, authority, and power to unlawfully set up and stage disguised coordinated sophisticated organized crimes, appearing legal, unlawful fraudulent lawsuits, and charged indictments attached to fraudulent court hearings and trials on and against me, Tillorys, and others, whereby they are intentionally concealing the evidence, facts of these truths, and continuing to commit their organized felony crimes. Some of their crimes you will read on, to learn about them. By any available means necessary to them, on and against me, Tillorys, and any others who can expose them for their felony human rights organized crimes and concealment of framing and robbing us innocent citizens unlawfully to dispose of us in jail prisons for crimes we did not do, and even murder, or attempt to murder us. Asterisk terror, obstruction of justice, predatory capitalism asterisk. That's a lot of folks who we notified, who know about these crimes done to us. Let's inspect my documents, evidence, proof, ASAP. How about that? 5. The J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association fraud and deceit of their letter statement. We sent you, Mr. James K. Tillory, letters on June 12, 2015, June 18, 2015, March 7, 2016, and March 28, 2016, which explain the forms, or documents we still need, is false and a deceitful cover-up of the crime, which began on or about June 2015, committed by between J.P. Morgan Chase Bank N.A., California State Bar Attorney Reps, and Real Estate Law Center P.C., California State Bar Attorney Reps, when they did an unlawful loan modification while involved in court litigation as opposing counsel for opposing parties in the lawsuit case Tillory v. Chase. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association did not send me those documents they are referring to having sent me in 2015. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association attorneys, and of licensor, handler, overseer California State Bar Association, sent those documents to Real Estate Law Center PC attorneys, and of licensor, handler, overseer California State Bar Association, and they all conspired together to do their unlawful loan modification, crime alterations, extended crimes, and cover UPS, attempting to extend onto me a mortgage loan assumption to buy/cover up their unlawful mortgage fraud crimes. Which is exactly what J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association had attempted/continued trying to do, by sending me those documents in 2016, after they had already corruptly managed to accomplish the dismissal with prejudice of the Tillory v. Chase complaint lawsuit. The Tillory v. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association lawsuit case was dismissed with prejudice in 2016 by the California Superior Court of San Diego Court Judge, over corrupted Real Estate Law Center PC dishonest attorney Erickson Davis's, and of licensor, handler, overseer California State Bar Association, failure/refusal to comply with the court judge's case management matters and issues rulings orders during preliminary trial proceedings. Another false pretense. I, Tillory, did not know until after I complained to the State Bar of California, who directed my complaint to their enforcement unit for investigation and resolute action, that J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association attorney reps, licensed/deployed by the California State Bar Association, and Real Estate Law Center PC attorney reps, licensed/deployed by the California State Bar Association, had committed a crime when they did their unlawful loan modification in 2015 during the Tillory v. Chase lawsuit case. The California State Bar Association Enforcement Unit informed me of their crime, which made me their victim/witness. However, also in violation of the law, victims' rights, the California State Bar Association Enforcement Unit failed to take action to protect me from injury and damages I am suffering because of the offender's crimes, but instead, the California State Bar Association Enforcement Unit closed my complaint case number 16017068, telling me that I should save all of my complaint filing/information for future usages by the California State Bar Association Enforcement Unit, in case the California State Bar Association Enforcement Unit needed me, in the event one, Attorney Erickson Davis, SBN 197,841, of those who committed their criminal offense on me attempts to gain readmittance membership into the California State Bar Association within 5 years from that time, 2017, Mr. Davis had been disbarred by the California Supreme Court. And if I am needed in the future, the California State Bar Association Enforcement Unit will use my complaint case to prevent dishonest Attorney Davis from gaining readmittance membership into the California State Bar Association. Also instructing me, I must contact the Corrupted California State Bar Association Enforcement Unit and tell them where I am, in case my address/location is ever changed. Hoop-dee-doo. 6. The J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association fraud and deceit of their letter statement. First, we have reviewed the account and confirmed that the loan is valid, and second, this is a response to a customer inquiry. That first part is a half-truth and thereby it is a false and deceptive statement by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association. There is no doubt that the predatory lender's mortgage loan deed of trust security instruments are valid. Meaning, J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association and other/said racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members factually did accomplish deceiving my parents, elderly Mr. and Mrs. Tillory, senior citizens, into their financial exploitation, senior fraud, elder abuse and real estate, home property and household belongings, grand theft, scam, civil, criminal, and public misdemeanor and felony offenses crimes. The second part is wholly false because I am not a customer. How could Chase be responding to a customer inquiry when the customer borrowers are dead and died in 2006 and 2014? Dead for years before J.P. Morgan Chase Bank trustee Clear Recon Corp. Aldrich Pite LLP, Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC, California Superior Court Judge Creep, and other racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members, stole, sold, and transferred into their illegal possession the Tillorys home residence property in 2017 to 2018, and did so in total disregard for the elders and the law. That makes the J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association felony mortgage loan account fraud, elder abuse, grand theft, and related crimes, real valid mortgage loan crimes. In closing, be patient. Conflicts of interest. State and local government participants involved in committing these crimes. The Tillorys real estate, home property and household belongings was/is stolen from me by sheriff and police gunmen's armed robbery. At least one of the sheriff police gunmen at my home was given the all clear to murder me in 2018 during the cops' terror attack. That audio-video evidence/proof is being concealed/obstructed by government court/judge appointed public defender's office attorneys and district attorneys. Don't be doubtful/surprised because it is well known that people/cops murder victims for far less than robbing their victims of over $1 million, $1 million, especially to keep the victims from telling anyone, which will get the robbers caught and sentenced to prison. Officers' motive for concealing evidence and obstructing justice. In 2018 and 2019, purportedly under color of law, ordered by racketeering influenced corrupt organization crime ring of chain members, California Superior Court of San Diego. Court clerks and judges, Gary Creep, Robert F. O'Neill, and others to be named. Also known as California State Bar Association, San Diego County District Attorney's Office, also known as California State Bar Association, also known as the People of the State of California. Officers/attorneys, Summer S. Stephen, Victor Barr, Valerie Tanny, Investigator Mike Ravel, George Maudlin, Mary Nahum, and others to be named, who are in receipt of monetary funding from and so they are also known as J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association, CEO Soros, and Trustee Clear Recon Corp., San Diego County Sheriff's Department, officers, David Pocklington, and others to be named, San Diego City Attorney's Office, attorneys, to be named, San Diego City Police Department, officers, James Johnson, and others to be named, San Diego County Public Defender's Office, also known as California State Bar Association. Attorneys, James McMahon, William Sharp, and others to be named. And for Clear Recon Corp. Trustee, also known as Aldrich Pite LLP. Attorneys, Casper Rankin, Fred Winters, and others to be named. Also known as California State Bar Association with as J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association, Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC. Attorney Sam Chandra, Ryan Lanzara, Natalie Hayner, and others to be named. Also known as Wedgwood Enterprises. Thank you, Mr. James K. Tillory, lawful legal home residence property owner since 2014. P.S. Lawful legal home residence property owner since 2014, before being retaliated against, framed, threatened, terrorized, attacked, abducted, extorted, robbed, tortured, bribed, and much more, for offenses crimes we did not do. All of this, and more, under the divided states of America, under purported color of law, by all of the same/other named and unnamed perpetrators of crimes on and against the Tillorys ever since before 2014, possibly since 1993 or 1996, and still ongoing. More subsurface elements. And this crime discovery eyewitness and victim information doesn't even get into the prima facie evidence/proof of the mortgage loan document forgery done to my parents, victims, and me that has been criminally accomplished and buried/hidden, which was and is perpetrated by between Long Beach Mortgage Company and Advanta Finance Corp., and other racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members which they initially mortgage loan originated and used to spring their dastardly, unlawful unavoidable default foreclosure debt trap crime scam on my 76-year-old parents, elder senior citizens Mr. and Mrs. Tillory. Is Advanta Finance Corp., as well as Advanta National Bank. Also, J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association. Government agencies officers, robbers and thieves, protect and aid thieves and robbers who rip off innocent black citizens. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau Agency posted the Tillorys matters on the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau Agency website to help other people, they said. Yet, to Consumer Financial Protection Bureau Agency and to all those who know about the crimes being committed on us, Tillorys, what happened to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau Agency helping us Tillorys? But you clearly refuse to prosecute rich white crooks' crimes committed on black families, but prefer to help rich white people commit crimes and get away. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau Agency, and many others, got our victim complaints, but are facilitating attacks on us and are helping the criminals' crimes of theft, robbery, and concealment, getaways. I talk a lot of truth and facts, but I will have it, that those of you who read this must understand the disguised sophistication of crimes happening and pay close attention to recognize what these master criminals are unlawfully doing to me and to others right now in 2021. The mortgage fraud lenders and government disguised racketeering organization, racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members, have not completely finished their crimes of framing me and disposing of me altogether yet. But they have set themselves up to do so and simultaneously keep everyone deceived about what they are doing, and how they are doing it, by corruptly creating/filing government law enforcement officers and court officers falsified reports/records, fraudulent case documentation, and using their prepared witnesses/cops' false testimonies, while corruptly keeping concealed and obstructed all incriminating evidence/proof of their crimes' mode of operations, modus operandi, when, where, and how they construct, disguise, commit, cover up, and get away with these their organized crimes, racketeering. Government coordinated sophisticated entrapment. Racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members Clear Recon Corp. Aldrich Pite LLP, also known as J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association Advanta National Bank, stole my home using their felony grand theft, mortgage loan embezzlement, elder abuse crimes, and illegally obtained deed of trust security instrument illegal unavoidable default foreclosure debt trap after J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association failed attempts to get me to buy their mortgage loan fraud crime, and after J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association used their lawyer representatives, also known as California State Bar Association licensed/deployed attorneys, who committed unlawful loan modification, fraud crime, alteration, and cover-up crimes during court with opposing lawyers Real Estate Law Center PC law firm, attorney Erickson Davis, and others, also known as California State Bar Association licensed/deployed attorneys, and used California Superior Court of San Diego court/judges and fraudulent Lawsuit court filings litigation to dismiss and prejudice the Tillory vs. Chase lawsuit case covering up their racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members' mortgage loan and court fraud organized crimes. Then in 2018 they illegally sold their stolen property, my real estate home residence property, to racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain member Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC, Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC. After Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC bought their mortgage fraud crimes, Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC sent to me at my home their authorized agent Natalie, a white woman, who told me that Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC has bought my home at a foreclosure auction sale. Immediately, in person, I directly told Natalie a little about the mortgage fraud crimes and my documents proving that because Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC bought my stolen home property residence in an appearing legal, illegal and illegitimate foreclosure auction sale, now Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC is involved in mortgage fraud organized crimes, and they should go report it to law enforcement agency officers for help. I told Natalie, BPF 2016 LLC authorized agent, to please tell the officers that the property owner Mr. Tillory, who is living at the stolen property residence, told her and them, Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC bought stolen property, my real estate home property residence, and demand that law enforcement officers have investigators talk to me and inspect my evidence, so that Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC can recover from the crime they are involved in, unless they are swindlers too, working for the other swindlers, instead of her helping us, her target victims, as I had asked her. I found out later. Natalie, the white woman, appears to have lied, made a false police report about me to the cops for Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC and racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members. Consequently, law enforcement agencies' officers' illegal actions show that she must have said, there is a black man who is illegally squatting in the real estate home property that she bought for Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC in a legal legitimate foreclosure auction sale held in El Cajon City, San Diego, and the black guy is stopping her from taking possession of the property she, a white woman, bought for Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC. It falsely appears the white woman will cover for the cops' crimes, providing cops with an excuse. The predatory lender's fraudulent mortgage loan is housed at J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association in Colorado. Coincidentally, Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC is from / within the super-rich white communities of Breckenridge, Colorado. And Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC is in El Cajon, San Diego, to outbid everyone else and buy the Tillorys appearing legal deed of trust security instrument mortgage fraud crime obtained real estate home property residence at a foreclosure sale auction. Something like, a white woman accuses black man of rape, or other offense / crime, and the cops, the people of the state of California disguised as the district attorneys, and the court judges terrorize, mutilate and or lynch the nigger. Subsequently, Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC with California State Bar Association licensed attorney Sam Chandra APC then committed the crime of constructing a fraudulent unlawful detainer lawsuit used against me. Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC filed their fraudulent unlawful detainer in court and employed the California Superior Court of San Diego Court Judge Creep, who facilitated, aided, and covered up the racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members' crimes by illegally creating the constructed false appearance that the fraudulent illegal court transactions. Superior Court illegal admittance / usage of falsified loan documents and judge's illegal summary judgment are legal. Sophistication, the court / judge illegally laundered / legalized the theft for racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members stolen real estate home property residence stolen from the Tillorys. Insert, keep El Cajon in mind, because I showed the missing loan documents as evidence to the San Diego Sheriff's Department Officer Sheriff Pocklington. after the illegal court actions were facilitated and accomplished. And I ask San Diego sheriffs for protection by reporting and proving to them that falsified/altered loan documents. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association Clear Recon Corp. Aldrich Pike LLP Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC, and other racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members falsified loan documents and removed, altered, loan documents that conceal the facts evidencing felony mortgage loan fraud, financial elder abuse and grand theft by embezzlement crimes, are illegally being used by in the fraudulent unlawful detainer lawsuit complaint case hashtag 37-2018-00026067 CLUDCTL court action and against me, by between Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC/attorney and Superior Court Judge Creep, who used the falsified documents to support the court judge's appearing illegal summary judgment, illegally giving possession of my real estate home property residence to Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC. And Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC is illegally in possession of and using an appearing illegitimate property deed for the illegal purpose of aiding and concealing the grand theft of the Tillorys stolen property to unjustly enrich Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC and others with the Tillorys stolen real estate home property residence illegally obtained and unlawfully stolen by and through J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association Clear Recon Corp. Aldrich Pike LLPs and other racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members. Real estate home property mortgage fraud and grand theft scam. It falsely appears that because Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC attorney Sam Chandra APC for the California State Bar Association illegally hid, concealed, the falsified mortgage loan documents that contains evidence proving the racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members. Predatory lenders, J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association Trustee Clear Recon Corp. Aldrich Pike LLC. Illegal $117,655.84, $117,655.84, balloon payment loan terms, senior fraud, financial exploitation, elder abuse, grand theft by embezzlement of the Tillorys home residence real estate property, illegal default foreclosure sale/transfer of the Tillorys stolen property received by racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain member Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC Wedgwood Enterprises causes their bill of sale. Property deed, unlawful detainer for claim of right of possession lawsuit court filing/hearing, and court/judge summary judgment rulings orders to be fraudulent felony crimes, will cover the court/judge crimes and avail the court/judge with an excuse. However, I had notified the court/judge about the racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members' unlawful crimes before the appearing illegal court actions were committed. After I exposed the criminals' fraud and felony crimes to the court judge, then Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC Wedgwood Enterprises attorney Sam Chandra for the California State Bar Association threatened me with the plaintiff/attorney and California Superior Court of San Diego court judges would jail and/or fine me for contempt of court. Ever since then, and before that actually, I have found out my exposing their felony crimes is contemptible to them. Moreover, Ms. Okai along with her daughter notified the court/judge after the appearing illegal actions were committed, before the court/judges, San Diego district and city attorneys, sheriffs, police officers, and FBI officers colluded, conspired, coordinated unlawful actions were done to us. After the illegal court transactions, San Diego Sheriff's Department Officer David Pocklington, who was given my crime report case, corruptly concealed my complaint report exposing crimes by between Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC and California Superior Court of San Diego Judge Creep, and the San Diego Sheriff's Officer transferred to the El Cajon Sheriff's Department. Then the El Cajon Sheriffs came to my home with their SWAT team officers who robbed me at gunpoint, facilitating and aiding the racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members' grand theft of my home. Property, residence and household belongings they stole, stealing over $1 million, $1 million, in property from the Tillorys. I uploaded onto the Google Plus website my document evidence exposing the communications between us and the San Diego Sheriff's Department officer Podlington before he transferred to the El Cajon Sheriff's Department, and El Cajon sheriffs committed their crimes on us. Google coincidentally took that entire Google Plus website platform off the internet, coincidentally concealing the incriminating evidence I uploaded on the Google Plus website, exposing that sheriffs, officers of for the San Diego Superior Court judge, knew and should have known the court judge's use of falsified documents and summary judgment rulings orders are illegal and therefore void, and that I had asked the sheriffs, officers of for the San Diego Superior Court judge, for protection from the illegal actions by of the California Superior Court of San Diego court clerk judge, before their corrupt so-called law enforcement agencies' officers' criminal misconduct actions, coming to my home residence attacking and robbing me at gunpoint purportedly under color of law, on behalf of an instigating white woman, white people, and government officers making false reports for racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members disguised instigating white-collar organized civil, criminal and public misdemeanor / felony offense crimes of sophistication and against me, against my deceased parents and those helping us. Maybe you do not know, or wish it were not so. But the law requires that document evidence exhibited in court must be verified, proven to be legit and entirely complete, nothing omitted falsified, before the document exhibit is lawfully, legally admissible and used as exhibited evidence in the court. Document evidence that is unverified is inadmissible in court, except when it is admitted in court. The risks involved by the court judge admitting unverified documentation is, the unverified document evidence may be fraudulent by falsifications, by omissions, by alterations, by forgery, as in this crime incident, or, the unverified document may be a complete fraud, wholly illegitimate, document. The fraudulent falsified loan documents filed, admitted, and used in the court between Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC for Clear Recon Corp. Aldridge Pite LLP JP Morgan Chase Bank National Association, and the State of California Superior Court of San Diego Court Clerks and Judge Creep, in support of the court Judge Creep's summary judgment rulings orders, were unverified, unlawful legal support / exhibits and could not have been verified, because the mortgage loan documents they used are falsified documents in fact. The state court and judge misconduct, solicitor participant in facilitating commission of a felony. Here is the intended sophisticated diversionary tactic of their crime. Someone may make the point that, the unlawful detainer lawsuit exhibited loan documents support, filed and admitted. Although falsified, unverified, inadmissible, and illegally used. In court was not about a court judgment determination on whether or not mortgage loan fraud occurred, but only about the legitimacy and legality of the home residence real estate property sale, purchase, and transfer to grant the buyer's Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC, lawful legal claim of right to possession of a lawful legal legitimate home residence real estate home property purchase. Forcing the court judge to recognize and uphold and grant them their claim of right to possession, and lawful legal cause of sheriff police, law enforcement officers, eviction action on and against the Tillorys, me, and lawfully enforce the court judge summary judgment rulings orders. To that I would simply respond, you can't be serious. JP Morgan Chase Bank National Association Trustee Clear Recon, Figuration, Corp. Aldridge Pite LLP Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC intentionally deceitfully omitted specific mortgage loan documents. Falsified the loan documents evidence exhibit by alteration / omission, used altered false evidence with the California State Court judge in San Diego, to conceal the facts that the home residence real estate property they purchased and were claiming right of possession and government officers' eviction actions to remove me, Tillorys, from to gain possession up to is the receipt of stolen property that was stolen by racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members, organized crimes involving felony financial exploitation, elder abuse of senior citizens, and grand theft by forgery, false pretenses, trick, embezzlement, and grand larceny crimes and related crimes committed on and against the Tillorys. They are swindling thieves. And I said, and showed / proved, that local, state, and federal government agencies' officers are involved in committing those crimes of abuse on us Tillory elders and committing other crimes on me. In order to enable their organized crime and organized corruption ring to accomplish their home residence, real estate property, household belongings, and personal property grand theft, armed robbery of over $1 million, $1 million. Set up staged. Because they assure themselves they will commit their crimes on a black family, and get away with it. Now, it is apparent they are getting away with it so far. But nevertheless, they can't prove their stolen property transaction is legal or lawful. They clearly reconfigured, employed the court with UD lawsuit using falsified documents, how to frame and attack me. I know and have proof of that fact, because I have the falsified loan documents they used in the commission of their court fraud crimes, and I have / showed the omitted loan documents they concealed. Illegal concealment, how else could they hide their crimes? The loan documents they intentionally omitted, conceals their financial exploitation, senior fraud, felony, elder abuse crimes the mortgage loan originators constructed and activated to set up and frame my father and mother, 80-year-old elderly Tillory senior citizens. The California Superior Court of San Diego Court Judge Creep's summary judgment rulings orders is an illegal violation of law, and the Sheriff Police Court Judge ordered eviction is a court-ordered Sheriff Police unlawful eviction action, because it involves the court illegal usage of fraudulent falsified mortgage loan documents and is supported by felony crimes, public offense crimes. Crimes which when omitted conceals the racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain member predatory lenders, thieves, criminal felonies they committed on my innocent parents and on me. Court fraud and fraud on the court and insert. The government state of California Superior Court of San Diego court clerks and Judge Creep committed illegal court actions, making all subsequent illegal actions by law enforcement agencies, officers, and court clerks and judges made on and against us only deceitfully appears to be lawful legal actions. However, all of the law enforcement and court actions consequently and subsequently being done to me, which is all being done to me because of the court clerks and judges' unlawful, appearing legal actions, are all illegal, unlawful fruit, rightward arrow of a poisonous tree. San Diego County sheriffs and city police are now lying and making false testimony against me, saying that I threatened to murder the cops who are acting in good faith and only doing their lawful job duties in compliance with the court clerks and judges' judgment rulings, under color of law. That's a damn lie. Because the cops are criminals who came to my home to commit, and committed, crimes on me by unlawfully forcing the California Superior Court of San Diego court clerks and judges' illegal court fraud crimes and racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members crimes on me, the Tillorys, under purported color of law. The criminals, court/cops, are using their government job disguise to rob innocent black people. The corrupt cops know that their misconduct actions are illegal and only appear to be legal actions purportedly under color of law. The corrupt cops, San Diego district and city attorneys, the Superior Court/judge, FBI, and other law enforcement agencies/officers, are hiding eyewitnesses, witnessed and documented facts that the corrupt cops knew about the Superior Court clerks and judges' illegal actions and voidable, appearing legal, illegal summary judgment rulings orders, months before the cops appearing legal, illegal break-ins, robbing me at gunpoint, with threat to murder me, assault/battery on me, and provocation/attacks on women, Nahanorker Okai, Judith Salazar, and Thea Washington Jackson, who were at my home protecting my property. The corrupt court and law enforcement attorneys/officers knew about 1 court clerks not notifying me about the hearing date time, and 2 court clerks cover-up of the clerks recorded falsified court minutes, and 3 court Judge Creep's illegal use of unverified, falsified loan documents, cover-up of lenders' mortgage fraud crimes, elder abuse, and illegal real estate home property sale, and fraudulent lawsuit complaint case against me by racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain. Members Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC and for Trustee Clear Recon Corp. Aldrich Pite LLP and for J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association and others. During a Marsden hearing about this government court fraud being covertly perpetrated on me, my deceased parents, and those helping us, when I attempted to eliminate the California Superior Court of San Diego corrupt court/judge appointed corrupt San Diego Public Defender Attorney William Sharp SBN 238,874, who illegally presented no defense on my behalf, but only on behalf of his corrupt crime, so-called strategy, duplicitous tactics. And because he intentionally did not present any defense, William Sharp illegally caused me to be placed in unfair trial jeopardy endangerment, enabling and aiding himself and other corrupt government officers to commit crimes and escape, traitorously committing his treacherous crimes and cover up on me in the presence, right under the nose, of the court/judge, working to aid government corrupt prosecutors, who are also covertly committing organized crimes and cover up on and against me, my family, my friends, and my relations. One female court judge illegally harassed me, when conniving to ask me, do I think what is being done to me is legal? I am black, so I must be stupid and treat me like a moron. Insert, I said the judge's harassment. Because, during the hearing, I had already repetitiously been telling the duplicitous judge that what is being done to me is illegal. However, I recognized that the judge was trolling to find out if I know and would say that what is being done to me is legal. Without me saying yes, but only legal merely because the California Superior Court of San Diego court/judge craftily entered his bogus summary judgment ruling order, which should be considered legal. And without me adding, but the court's judge's summary judgment rulings orders only gives the false appearance of being legal. Because like I said, what is being done to me is illegal. Unlawful legal. That is, the judge was playing me for stupid, so the judge could install her corrupt setup. Evidence of judge's harassment/editing, the Marsden hearing court reporter's hidden/sealed transcript will prove, the court/judge intentionally obstructed, refused, to hear me and craftily, immediately ended the court/judge hearing, and concealed what the judge did not allow me to finish saying, when/after the judge verbally admits that whenever she, the judge, begins speaking, the court's reporter will not write down and report whatever I intend to be heard by the court/judge. In their fraudulent court hearing proceeding, under purported color of law. And insert. I started my answer by saying, yes. But when I attempted to complete my answer, the corrupt judge stopped me. Interrupted me, a disguised entrapment by the judge, in order to edit my answer and keep the court reporter/recorder from writing/recording my complete answer, a widely and commonly used deception/misconduct of judges. The judge corruptly obstructed me from exposing the case information about the crimes, and refused to remove the corrupt judge's court-appointed corrupt attorneys. As I attempted to continue speaking. Insert, to say yes, but what is being done to me only appears to be legal, until it is proven to be illegal and unlawful by my evidence. Because all these government court clerks and judges and law enforcement officers/attorneys' actions and charges are unlawfully being done to me, under their guise of being lawful legal actions purported under color of law. And because the state of California Superior Court of San Diego court clerks and judges are involved participants committing crimes on and against me, wrongfully charged/indicted defendant, and my parents, Tillorys, and others in these fraudulent defense case matters and issues, this California Superior Court of San Diego court has no lawful legal jurisdiction to hear these case matters. And in fact, whether or not, law enforcement agencies' officers continue to corruptly unlawfully do their job duties in regards to my true evidence. If these agencies' officers' crimes involving state of California entities are to be heard in any fraudulent court hearing/trial, they must be fraudulently heard in federal court by the Attorney General's office, Attorney General's fraud. and the government court/judge's appointed public defender's officer attorney is corruptly concealing and unlawfully obstructing my evidence proof of these facts, in order for public defender's attorneys to cover up crimes that the attorneys are committing on me in connection with previous 2007 to 2008 fraudulent case matters and government crimes done to me back then, and in these fraudulent unlawful case matters government crimes being continued and done to me now. And insert. In that closed/sealed, hidden, court hearing session, the corrupt judge refused to allow me to finish my answer, on and for the court record. Covert government obstruction and concealment. Their sophisticated entrapment is intentionally being done by the court judges and law enforcement officers purportedly under color of law, in order for them to disguise and corruptly enable themselves to implement all of their unlawful appearing legal, fraudulent and illegal court and law enforcement actions on me, and on Ms. A.K.A. and others, and railroad me into their fraudulent trial crime and false conviction sentencing me for crimes that we, Tillorys and others, did not do, as their racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members covert disguised cover-up of their racketeering organized crimes and government agency officers corrupt crimes and unknown, unrecognized, undiscovered, under the table, unlawfulness. My true case evidence will prove that before and after the racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain member California Superior Court of San Diego Court Clerk and Judge Creep illegally facilitated and aided the racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain member mortgage business racketeers loan and default foreclosure sale fraud, felony elder abuse and grand theft crimes. Then subsequently illegally employed and deployed the San Diego court officers, district and city attorneys, sheriffs, police, and psychiatric emergency response team to my home to commit their unlawful actions that they all with corrupt premeditation and intent, refused to protect us, Tillorys, from the crimes which they and others are committing on us, Tillorys. And that they all were, and are all still at, on, and in my real estate home property residence unlawfully, disguised under the purported cloak of color of law and the false pretenses of their fraudulent misconducted eviction, and are participants in committing armed robbery and other crimes on and against us, Tillorys and other witness victims. And that all those said entities, and others, are involved in unlawfully covering up their felony crimes. And, even though all those said officers are committing crimes setting up and staging their current ongoing fraudulent false charges/indictment against me, when no defense case can either exist, nor be legitimate, nor be lawful. Racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain member San Diego County Public Primary/Alternate Defender's Office attorneys are also concealing crimes they are committing on me with intent to help prosecutors prosecute me. Defense attorneys are concealing and obstructing my true exonerating evidence and aiding the people of the state of California's attempts to put another government false conviction sentencing on me. The corrupted public defender's dishonest defense attorneys, Thompson and Sharp, have said to me, "No one will believe you and there are some things that you cannot do anything about." But, I say, if that is true, why are all of the law enforcement agency officers, the district and city attorneys, and the defense attorneys concealing and obstructing my true evidence that proves I am not guilty? And why are they refusing to use my evidence to prove that I am a victim of their crimes, the crimes of swindlers, and crimes of others? And why are they refusing to present the mortgage lenders/businesses felony crimes loan document evidence that proves I am being framed by transference of crimes onto me, which are the same crimes being used to frame my parents and others? Listen, the system of so-called justice is not broken. It is infiltrated by the professionally constructed and accomplished corruption crimes of corrupt court clerks, judges and corrupt law enforcement officers and attorneys, tyrant operators, breach of the public trust and breach of job office/oath duties, who are using their job professions to professionally commit crimes on and against citizens/people under purported color of law, while steadily grinning and laughing in everyone's face. This is what I am trying my best to expose against the odds of these criminals positioned in government offices/jobs giving them corrupt advantages, and this is what the racketeers and slashing government is concealing and obstructing to prevent and stop everyone from finding out these truths. First, they, government authorities, have us well-trained / programmed like robots to follow their dictates of law that forces us to come to them and complain / report all the details and specifics about the crimes being done to us, or to others, victims. Second, so, we do exactly as we are trained / programmed to do. We, victims, go / write to them and complain / report about the individual or string of crimes and criminals we recognize first. We go to the office of Congresswoman Susan Davis, who Chase Bank refused to send the document evidence Congress requested on our behalf. The congressional office committed fraud when falsifying and forwarding our complaint to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau agency. Soon after that, the Tillorys v. Chase lawsuit complaint case, hidden / covered by an Underagear vs. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association, court case number 37-2014-0004-0682 was filed on behalf of the deceased elderly crime victims, Tillorys, when I hired Real Estate Law Center PC law firm attorneys. The racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association, also known as Advanta National Bank, and others deceptively began falsifying records by ignoring us, committing illegal court fraud, and then sending written communications to my deceased parents, writing to dead people, as if they were still alive. What? County recordation and personal notification, lion's share. That is only weighed against the swindler's mortgage loan crimes though. There really are no share percentages. Because in 2014 I inherited and own my home residence real estate property and household goods. And the swindlers have no legitimate loan contract, and no loan contract obligation whatsoever made with me. Plus I am attempting to expose their fraud, elder abuse, grand theft, organized crimes, and cover UPS. Meaning, I personally solely own my home property equity and liens amounting to about $500,000, $500,000.00. While the criminals only have a fraudulent loan default foreclosure illegal debt trap claim / lien crime to hide of about $120,000, $120,000, they want to escape with stealing, which later became approximately $150,000, $150,000, after they corruptly inflated their debt, added and stole $30,000, from the buyers who purchased my home property. Continued below in 8th at, after the racketeering influenced corrupt organization. Third, they receive our, victims, verbal and written complaint and report information about those crimes and criminals. We are not supposed to be able to connect the crimes and criminals enough for us to recognize their sophisticated, over our heads, racketeering organized crimes constructs disguised by racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members. Fourth, they recognize and confirm mortgage fraud crimes are being committed on us by predator thieves. But they may not tell us everything they know about those crimes and criminals, especially because when they are one of the chain members committing those crimes, or because when they are in cahoots supporting, protecting, and covering up for themselves / criminals. Whether or not we already know what they know, or we know more than they do. Fifth, and then, they are doing nothing to protect us, victims, and restore us, make us whole, from criminals' crimes, no admonishment, no deterrence, no stoppage, charges / indictments, no reversal, no voiding of the mortgage loan crimes, no restitution, no compensation for damages to protect us from the criminals and their crimes, which we are lawfully entitled to be provided by under the law, and as elder senior citizens. Sixth, they are only helping the criminals continue committing their felony organized crimes on us by repeatedly attempting to get us to enter into a continuation of the criminals' constructed mortgage loan frauds and felony elder abuse crimes, by attempting to get us to buy the criminals' constructed so-called loan modification, which is really their attempts to get us to buy a crime and a modified crime. So they are only trying to trick us into committing crimes on ourselves. They are helping the criminals trick us into being crime partners and participants with them in committing crimes on us. If we help aid the criminals to disguise and cover up their felony elder abuse, mortgage loan fraud, real estate, home property, grand theft scam, and continue finishing, and get away with, their crimes. 7th, when we refuse to be tricked by them into helping them get away with the original organized crimes I caught them doing to us, and I refuse to buy their reconstruct continued mortgage loan alteration of their crimes. 8th, they continue doing more racketeering influenced corrupt organization organized crimes on us by stealing and robbing my home property belongings from me by and through their illegal illegitimate sale of my home property and involving, employing, and deploying more racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members, mortgage business companies, the Superior Court, District, and City Attorneys, FBI, sheriffs and police, and others in San Diego, California using court loan documents, falsification, fraud, and forgery, to cover up their crimes and attack me at and in my home residence property location, to dispose of me, and those who have the courage to help me, in jails and prisons on false charges for crimes we did not do, in order for the racketeering influenced corrupt organization to disguise, complete, cover up, and get away with their organized crimes. Continued from above in second after, sell my home property. After the racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members illegally have sold and stolen my home residence. They have racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain member Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC used their illegitimate bill of sale and fraudulent claim of right to possession with court fraud to employ racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members, the California Superior Court of San Diego Court clerks and Judge Creep, District and City Attorneys, FBI, Attorney General, and others to help them steal my home property and launder/legalize their stolen home property crime, and to make their crimes falsely appear to be legal/disappear using falsified loan documents, illegal court admittance and usage of unverified documents that conceals their mortgage loan fraud, elder abuse, grand theft crimes. Next, the racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members San Diego County Sheriffs, City Police, and Psychiatric Emergency Response Team, PERT, psych doctors are employed and deployed to my home property and to unlawfully rob me of my home residence and property at gunpoint, to murder me if possible. Continue below in 8th as second at, steal and destroy. Insert, then, attempt a staged setup, along the lines of what the FBI did to Angela Davis, to falsely charge, arrest, jail, or murder Natanor Okai because Okai is one of the main direct eyewitnesses, who is a targeted victim, and who is among us victims/people, alongside me, who has first-hand knowledge of their unlawful loan document forgery, their felony elder abuse of my parents and me, their court fraud racketeering, and their grand theft of the Tillorys real estate, home property and household belongings. 1 Superior Court Clerk's Court Hearing Notification Fraud Crime, so-called error, loophole crime, intentional failure to notify me when the date, place, and time the court hearing would be held. Violating my rights and obstructing me, so that I would not be able to appear in court during their hearing, when they committed their falsified loan documents court fraud. Accompanied by California Superior Court of San Diego Court Judge Creep entering the government's voidable illegal summary judgment court rulings orders, fraud crime, thus aiding their racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members to accomplish their disguised/hidden theft with the court/judge laundering/legalizing my stolen home property for them and setting up their sheriff police appearing legal unlawful multiple break-ins and attempted break-ins, armed robbery, assault and battery, and abductions of me, May 15, 2018, November 1, 2018, November 8, 2018, April 7, 2019, April 8, 2019, lit. June 23, 2019, August 22, 2019, November 16, 2019, December 5, 2019, 12/10/2019, and clerk's falsification of the court minutes record. The clerk lied and falsified the court record to read that I was present at the court hearing when their court crimes were done. Although I was not present, because I had not been notified by the Superior Court clerk. And 2. Judge Creep's illegal summary judgment court rulings orders. In favor of Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC Attorney Sam Chandra for the California State Bar Association. Facilitated, supported, and accomplished by and through Judge Creep's illegal allowance and admittance of inadmissible falsified loan documents used for the racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members who are defrauding, framing and robbing the deceased elder senior citizens Mr. and Mrs. Tillory. From the time they were 76 years of age up until they died at 86 and 94 years of age, and beyond, and me, in the criminals covering up the evidentiary facts that the racketeering influenced corrupt organization bank lenders financially exploited and abused the Tillorys after gaining and violating the Tillorys trust and reliance. Using government-issued mortgage loan documents, the predatory lenders illegally gained deeds of trust security instruments, unjustly enriching themselves by embezzling my parents' retirement money and illegally stole and sold the Tillorys' real estate, home property and household belongings, committing grand theft by false pretenses, falsified loan documents, forgery and related civil, criminal, and public misdemeanor and felony crime offenses. And 3. The swindlers employed and deployed more corrupt government, court and law enforcement racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain member agencies officers who facilitated and aided the same said and much more, and whose unlawful felony misconduct actions, including their crime of misprision of felony, are disguised and cloaked with purported color of law powers and authority. And insert. Continued from above in 8th as second after, murder me if possible. Steal and destroy my evidence/proof of their racketeering organized crimes and all my household belongings, with sheriffs and police corruptly conspiring and colluding with corrupt psych doctors, to fabricate fanatical lies and made false testimony, who wrote and filed falsified sheriff, police, psychiatric emergency response team, San Diego County mental health and court-appointed psych doctors lying reports that said and recorded. I, Tillory, am a mentally insane homeless squatter, who is squatting inside in the residence, and a sovereign person who is not a U.S. citizen. And, with Breckenridge employees/reps giving false witness testimony accusations fed to them by San Diego sheriffs, police, and district and city attorneys alleging false criminal offenses/charges against me for crimes I did not do. In order to dispose of me and to get away with their racketeering influenced corrupt organization organized crime cover-up. The Tillorys are homeowners of 3605 Florence Street, San Diego, California, 92113 since 1949. And I am not an insane homeless squatter. End of second continuations. Straight up crooked, pattern of corruption. The corrupted California Superior Court of San Diego and corrupt court judge was used by corrupt San Diego police and corrupt district attorneys who committed the same type of police, prosecutors, and judges misconduct crimes back in 2007 and 2008, people of the state of California, disguised as San Diego district attorneys, versus James K. Tillory criminal complaint court case number, SCD 206571, along with the help of the corrupt court/judge appointed corrupted public defender's office. Corrupt attorney Thompson and corrupt court/judge appointed corrupt appeals attorney Ford, when they all committed crimes on me, set up false charges on me for a crime I did not do and conducted a fraudulent court trial against me to get a wrongful, unjust false conviction sentencing imposed on and against me. Look, listen, and learn. Over the course of 1 year time, they eliminated eyewitnesses who would testify that I was surprise attacked from behind my back, an attempted murder, which immediately forced me to protect my own life during those moments before I would be murdered, if I did not do something to stop the man and people, murderers, trying to murder me. Insert, I was attacked when I went over to a party across the street, because of party makers' unbearable illegal intrusion. Misdemeanor crime that started around midday and had been continuing for 8 to 9 hours, known to continue until well beyond midnight, into our home where my elderly mother was ill and trying to sleep in bed. I went there 3 or 4 times that same day, asking them to empathetically stop intruding into our home property by turning down their loud obnoxious noise. Some call it entertaining music, for my 86-year-old ill mother's sake, who party makers are abusing, and if not in consideration for anyone else's peace and livelihood. The party-goers responded with, "Fuck your mother and fuck you niggers. We do not have to stop. Get out of here and go call the police cannot stop us either." Party makers and party-goers regularly intrude into our homes that way. And what the criminal nuisances? Party makers and party-goers know and said is true. The police will not stop party makers from committing their misdemeanor crime over and over again. Therefore the criminal nuisances already know we, black people, Tillorys and others, cannot get help from police to stop the criminal nuisances' illegal intrusions into our home. The criminal nuisances know the police in our community are supporting, aiding, and corruptly using misdemeanor nuisance crimes, by allowing and setting up criminal nuisances to repeat, staging, committing misdemeanor crimes. Criminal nuisances know the police may not come at all, when called by us, black people, because police have already come and identified us, callers, Tillorys, as black people calling police for help. The criminal nuisances know police will make ways to unlawfully mistreat us, abuse us, set us up, commit crimes on us, frame us, criminalize us, and imprison us, black people, if not murder us in communities nationwide. The criminal nuisances know the police, when called, may come, but if so, police will tell party makers to stop breaking the law only for a temporary time before party makers can continue committing their misdemeanor crime again. So in that way, police cooperate with and aid crimes of criminal nuisances because police establish the pattern of allowing the misdemeanor crime to be continuously perpetrated on us in our home. Therefore police enable police themselves to corruptly set up, stage and use the misdemeanor crimes that police allow and provide for criminals to commit on us, Tillorys, black people, until police. Along with corrupt district and city attorneys, the corrupt court/judges, and corrupt court/judge appointed government paid corrupt attorney public defenders, or other corrupted California State Bar Association corrupt attorneys. Find a way to unlawfully abuse, mistreat, set up, frame, abduct, arrest, criminalize, falsely convict and sentence, and dispose of us, black people, by chaining, caging, and enslaving us, Tillorys, black people, in jail prisons. Government agencies, officers, white supremacists, sophisticated disguised covered human rights violations, crimes of racial discrimination, harassment, disguised covered enslavement, racial ethnic cleansing, and homicidal genocide. And insert. And because cops, district attorney, and investigators initially thought I didn't know camera evidence existed, they initially tried to completely hide or dispose of audio-video evidence filmed at the incident scene. Witnesses who were there with cameras recorded the people attempting to murder me. Corrupt police, corrupt DIST attorneys and corrupt investigators located and eliminated those eyewitnesses, and located, eliminated, and edited some camera evidence. Made altered camera recordings and used their falsified recordings in court trial as false evidence against me. They prepped a false witness and his family members to provide false testimony evidence. They concealed evidence that they were using a false witness's false testimony, and by concealing that, they concealed proof that he and his family members provided false testimony. The corrupt San Diego police and district attorneys set up police officers prepped false testimony, and omitted, eliminated, police officers' then existing written reports. In order to omit, eliminate, officers' testimonial evidence, evidence containing proof that police framed me. Prosecutor's case is false and fraudulent by omissions of evidence and testimonies. The corrupt court judge and law enforcement officers did those things to me and deceptively provided corrupt court trial jurors their disguised excuse for being prejudiced against me intentionally, with fabricated and falsified evidence, false witnesses, and false testimonies. Which enables the court trial jurors who are prejudiced against me by the San Diego police and district attorneys to complete their framing me, and to accomplish their wrongful unjust conviction sentencing they imposed on and against me using their fraudulent 2007 to 2008 court hearing/trial felony crimes they are committing on me under purported color of law. And now, it is the Roman calendar time of March 2021, during these ongoing and fraudulent court hearings/trials. Being misconducted by government corrupt disguised criminals who corruptly accomplished their appearing legal, unlawful gun violence restraining order fraud, using the corrupted California Superior Court of San Diego Court judges by and through Civil Court Case Number 37-2018-999551001 CUDTCTL. San Diego Police Department Corrupt Officer James Johnson, disguised as San Diego City Attorney Jeffrey Brooker, versus James K. Tillory, and being misconducted by government corrupt disguised criminals by and through Criminal Court Case Number SCD 279371. The people of the state of California, disguised as San Diego District Attorneys, versus James K. Tillory, in which corrupt government agencies' officers are continuing committing their 2007 to 2008 crimes on me, on my parents and on others. You will have questions about this deceitful evil crime and at first you will find out that I am being falsely charged with illegal possession of guns and ammo. That is a lying continuation of felony crimes, and / by conspiracy, being committed on me. Look, don't get yourself all twisted around the wrong way on this. I have evidence and witness. Since all this is true, see what's going on and recognize how viciously dangerous these people are. They are proving they are not going to pay fines or do jail time for abusing elderly black people, robbing us, and threatening our life, murdering, or attempting to murder us, nor for any other crimes they do to us. And now they are in their crooked court processes to eliminate my evidence and witness. You probably cannot believe it, that's all. Because you are too perfectly programmed / willing to cooperate with these lying, robbing, murdering criminals. I am not guilty of illegal possession of guns and ammo. And with evidence to prove that charge, and all other charges, are all false, and crimes, and continuation of organized crimes committed on me by racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members in San Diego. The City Police, District Attorney's Office, Office of Primary / Alternate Public Defenders, Attorney Thompson, California Superior Court of San Diego Court Clerks, Judges, Jurors, and others. When / after they put me under their 2007 to 2008 falsified fraudulent court hearing / trial that unlawfully enables them to obtain unjust false conviction sentencing of me. When / after I was unjustly sentenced with a 1-strike under corrupt government officers' corrupt unlawful usage of Californians' retroactive 3 strikes law burden imposed on and against me. Also, when / after those crimes were committed on me. 4 times like this, to expose the truth and expose their 2007 to 2008 evil crimes, I retained possession of my guns and ammo I own prior to their false sentencing crimes from unlawful prejudicing of jurors. And for that, they hate me most of all. For to them, how dare I defy to obey and bow down, and not succumb to their crimes and dictates? Committing the crimes of appearing legal, wrongful unjust false conviction and unlawfully imposing and criminally abusing sentencing laws by prohibiting me from handling and or owning guns and ammunition under purported color of law is a crime under which I have a right to lawfully resist, as I do lawfully resist. I cannot be lawfully forced to accomplice participating in and facilitating any unlawful felony crimes committed by corrupt government officers, or by anyone else. I remain, and I demand the right to prove the crimes are being committed on me. And they further unlawfully use their 2007 to 2008 crimes as a part of their 2018 to 2019 appearing legal, unlawful break-ins, armed robbery, search and seizure of my home property under their guise of their appearing legal, unlawful eviction purportedly under color of law, which they used as their pretext to falsely charge me with making criminal threats against law enforcement and against others. However, the facts and evidence they are concealing will prove that I exercised my government-declared lawful right by warning any all persons that I will do a citizen's arrest of any all persons who unlawfully comes onto and or into my home residence real estate property in the commission, facilitation, and accomplice of felony crimes known to me. Simultaneously, I exercised my government-declared lawful right by warning any all persons that I will protect my home residence real estate property by any means necessary, including firearms, from any all persons who unlawfully comes onto and or into my real estate home property in the commission, facilitation, and accomplice of felony crimes known to me. Insert, all of these corrupt agencies, officers / criminals, San Diego Superior Court judges, district attorney, city attorney, sheriffs, police, and other law enforcement are committing fraud, officers misconduct, violations, crimes, felony, grand theft, and armed robbery crimes on and against us, Tillorys and others, by corruptly using a letter I wrote and delivered via A.K.A. and other concerned citizens with their letters to those government agency officers asking them for help and protection from theirs and others' criminal activities and criminal actions, and we delivered my same letter to other racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain member mortgage loan swindlers, in which I wrote and warned everyone, including purported law enforcement officers, that I am aware of my government-declared right to protect my home residence and myself from the unlawful actions of thieves who intend to come to my home residence with the intent to defraud me and rob my family of our real estate, my home residence, and property belongings, valued at over $1 million, by and through the said felony crimes and false pretenses, to falsely allege and falsely charge me with making criminal threats against law enforcement officers, and that I am a terrorist threat to society, or so they pretend. Deepfake to fool unbelieving suckerbaits who will swallow their lies whole. Who will not stop crooked people and corrupt cops from stealing $1 million from them. You. But how is that when I am in my own home residence lawfully, while when swindlers and government criminals come to my home with their guns drawn and aimed to steal and rob over $1 million, $1 million, in family property wealth from me by attacking / terrorizing me and others at and inside my own home residence, then how the hell am I the threat to society when I am at and inside my own home without leaving my home residence? Yeah. That part. Dino. When in truth, I wrote no letter threat nor made any threat against law enforcement, and no threat at all. My letter specifically states, I will lawfully protect my home, property belongings, and myself by any means necessary, even firearms, deadly force, from the unlawful actions of anyone who comes to my home residence committing unlawful actions, felony elder abuse, grand theft, and related felony crimes, in connection with the appearing legal, fraudulent, and unlawful J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association Clear Recon Corp. Aldrich Pike LLP Racketeering Influenced Corrupt Organization Chain Members Mortgage Loan Fraud, Default, Foreclosure, Sale and Transfer, and Court Fraud felony crimes committed by between the State of California Superior Court of San Diego Court Clerks, Judge Creeps, and Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC appearing legal, illegally obtained, illegitimate phony deed to my real estate and appearing legal, illegally obtained, illegitimate phony right of possession of my home residence property. And, however, that I intend first of all to make a citizen's arrest of the felons. Especially since all law enforcement agency officers are committing facilitation and accomplice to aid and abet swindlers' felony crimes. Asterisk, the so-called law enforcement officers who unlawfully came to my home residence were unlawful and breaking the law, not keeping the law, and so, officers have broken the law. Make no mistake about it. Everything those officers did was unlawful when they came to my home residence, broke in and robbed me at gunpoint. And so, there was no threat from me against law enforcement. Only my warning that I would act within my lawful right, to protect myself, my property, and others, in my home, against unlawful criminal felony actions of those officers and all other criminal felons known to me. If you look into these fraudulent court cases against me / us Tillorys, that the crooked court / judges appointed, crooked San Diego Public Defender's Office attorneys, McMahon, Sharp, and others, are intentionally misconducted so far, by their fraudulent false representation/misrepresentation, concealment, and obstruction of evidence. You should be able to find out that all these government agencies' officers are lying and covering up those evidentiary facts to frame me, conceal their crimes, railroad me by and through their fraudulent court hearings and jury trial of sucker-ass jurors who will be unlawfully prejudiced against me. That is, corruptly prepped by the same court judge and district attorney criminals who are committing crimes on us Tillorys and others, and falsely convict me, then dispose of me in their jail prisons for crimes us Tillorys did not do. But, you may not be able to find out anything about what I am telling you, because that true case factual evidence and information has been sealed, hidden, by in Marsden hearings and court clerks and court reporters falsified records and transcripts. And insert. And, the information I have written herein, specifically described with ample details, and supported by prima facie document evidence. A sufficient amount of which had been already shown/proven to the court/judge and to all local government law enforcement agencies before they physically came and attacked me at/and my home. Pertaining to the racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members mortgage loan fraud, felony elder abuse, felony grand theft, unlawful detainer, court/judge, fraud, and related felony organized crimes, is proof that purported law enforcement officers purportedly acting under color of law, including any all other persons, were in fact acting unlawfully and in the commission, facilitation, and accomplice of felony crimes known to me, at those unlawful times under those unlawful circumstances that they entered my home residence real estate property unlawfully, accompanied by the unlawful law enforcement officers' unlawful acts of misprision of felony, which makes their illegal possession of guns and ammo unlawful false charges and unlawful continued felony crimes by usage of their unlawful 2007 to 2008 felony crimes they committed on me, framing me with false and falsified/edited altered evidence and false witnesses' testimonies, and now, their compounded felony crimes of unlawful usage of the retroactive 3 strikes laws false charge and unlawful usage of the illegal possession of guns and ammo false charge they are framing me again with. Now is court/judge inadmissible, and court/judge dismissible. Fruit of a poisonous tree. And must be lawfully suppressed and dismissed under California Penal Code 995 PC*. Riddle me this. Why did the district attorneys and public defenders and California Superior Court of San Diego, DDA Mary Nahum and attorney Will Sharp and Judge Robert F. O'Neill, set up their fraudulent government court hearings and forbid witnesses, first of all, me, Tillory, and A.K.A. to testify about the unlawful mortgage loan felony crimes, illegal falsified loan documents, court/fraud crime, and illegal voidable summary judgment, court judge ruling/order, fraud felony crimes by between Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC and California Superior Court of San Diego. California State Bar Association, Attorney S. Chandra APC and Judge Creep. Facilitation accomplice and court judge illegal laundering/legalization of $1,000,000.00 plus real estate home property grand theft of my residence and the California Superior Court of San Diego ordering the Sheriff Police Special Weapons and Tactics Team Gun Squad armed robbery of my home residence real estate property and belongings, with threat to murder me at my home, felony crime? Yeah. That's all absolutely true, Sherlock. And people, who know me, know that. If you cannot hear and discern truth, then are you going to go to hell anyway? So what's the use, when you are that useless? Insert, you think that you are smarter than these devils? Who has figured this sophistication out yet? Let's say that they, or even you, want to destroy some innocent people somehow by either murdering them, or legally enslaving them in jail prisons, to dispose of them for some reasons, like stealing their home and other property, causing the loss of their jobs, wives, children, friends, good social or economic standing, etc. But those innocents they want to destroy are people who are not committing crimes, and are only always lawful and minding their own business. Those innocent people do not do anything against the law that the destroyers can use on those innocents to destroy them. Yet they are determined to destroy those innocent people one way or another, and the destroyers don't want anyone to find that out, or figure out when and how they are destroying the innocent people. What does the destroyer do? They must be willing and able to make trouble for the innocents by setting them up, either by, they commit a crime on the innocent, or they use others who commit crimes on the innocent, or they cause others to commit crimes on the innocent, and they use that. Thus, drawing those innocent people into the destroyers and their accomplices' crimes. And while then using those crimes they have drawn the innocents in with, they must craftily figure out how to set up and frame the innocent people for crimes the innocents did not do, by creating and using sophisticated disguised covered lying deceitful staged fraudulent setups about everything from, lying about incidents when the innocents were forced into self-protection of themselves against the destroyers' evil attacks on them, and filing of false reports recorded by the destroyers, to fabricating and bringing false witness testimony and unlawfully prejudicing jurors that accomplish false convictions sentencing on the innocent. Like the retroactive 3 strikes law and with other imprisonment consequences, and whatever other crimes the destroyers need to commit on and against the innocents, to destroy them, without destroyers giving a second thought or an iota of care about the evil they are doing. But the destroyers by themselves cannot destroy the innocent people without others helping to destroy them. So the destroyers will need a vast corrupt and corruptible network of organizations of people who do not know they are involved with the destroyers, to help destroy the life of innocent others, along with traitorous tyrants who do know they are involved with the destroyers, to help destroy the life of innocent others. And all the destroyers are among those doing their various labors of life, interworking and interacting cooperatively together and committing crimes for the destroyers' secretly coordinated civil, criminal, and public misdemeanor and felony offense crimes and conspiracies, toward their goals of destroying the lives of innocents, and black people. And some of those the destroyers must use and employ will have to be government offices and officers who will be corrupted by any means necessary, payoff, threats, bribes, etc. And insert. 9th, after Nanorker bailed me out of jail, we continue doing exactly as we are trained/programmed to do. We, victims, go /write to them and complain report about the racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members string of crimes, giving the identities of many criminal participants we recognize. 10th, they tell us lies by telling us the court fraud crimes in progress being committed by between J.P. Morgan Chase Bank trustee Clear Recon Corp., Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC attorney Sam Chandra APC of for the California State Bar Association, and California Superior Court of San Diego Court clerks and judges in 2018, are only civil matters for me to deal with myself in civil court, and not criminal matters, not crimes for government indictment, for law enforcement to deal with. Insert, because they falsely believe that I am too stupid to know that according to the laws elder abuse is always only a criminal offense matter, and that in 2018 I am the current property owner, and have been for 4 to 7 years, who is refusing to assume by the racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members mortgage loan fraud organized crimes, despite all their lying attempts to get me to buy their crimes. And so I am rightly using the government's declared citizens' right, that forces me to come to law enforcement with my crime complaints for government law enforcement to protect us. Because I personally have no mortgage loan contract civil obligation with J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association who buy in through a California State Bar Association lawyers crimes committed along with Real Estate Law Center PC, California State Bar Association lawyers and California Superior Court of San Diego, who corruptly accomplished their court/judge dismissal with prejudice of the Tillorys Trust, Tillory vs. Chase lawsuit complaint case, before the illegitimate and unlawful default, foreclosure, theft and sale of my inherited and owned home property, was fraudulently accomplished by between racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members Clear Recon Corp. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank National Association California State Bar Association Lawyers, Breckenridge Property Fund 2016 LLC California State Bar Association Lawyer Sam Chandra, and the California Superior Court of San Diego Court Clerk/Judge Creep. Which again moreover is why I am forced into my legitimate lawful legal course of action to come to obviously corrupt law enforcement agencies officers for their corrupt lying and refusal failure to protect me, the Tillorys, which I am receiving by from them. Whereby I am forced by human right and government laws to lawfully protect my home property and myself, the Tillorys, by any means necessary. Regarding California Penal Code 692 PC, 693 PC, 694 PC, 701 PC, 702 PC, 703 PC, 704 PC, Castle Doctrine, laws providing citizens' arrest of persons and entities committing unlawful felony crimes on me and in my own property home residence, and notwithstanding many other relevant, related state/federal law statutes and penal codes. That is why the government state of California Superior Court of San Diego has used court clerks and Judge Creep to illegally steal from me and rob me, and is concealing the truth that I own the Tillory real estate home residence property, and that the court/cops were not at my home performing any lawful job duties, but cops were at my home committing crimes cover-up, and crimes at in my home residence property, under purported color of law on and against me, the Tillorys. And that is why the people of the state of California, also known as San Diego County District Attorney, Deputy District Attorney Mary Tillory, made an appearing legal unlawful alliance with San Diego County Alternate Public Defender's Office, Attorney William Sharp, and California Superior Court of San Diego, Judge Robert F. O'Neill, to obstruct any defense case evidence exposing their crimes and witness testimonies by forbidding me, defendant, forbidding A.K.A. and forbidding others to give testimony in court about their illegal theft of my home and property, exposing their crimes, during their fraudulent court jury trial to get a false conviction sentencing on and against me, forcing me to stand jury trial, to deceive and unlawfully prejudice jurors against me, for allegedly committing crimes I did not do. Because when I resisted the racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members, court, judges, cops, appearing legal, disguised unlawful felony crimes at in my real estate home residence property, I lawfully resisted. And that will be proven if my true evidence and testimony is not concealed and obstructed by the corrupt government officers appearing legal, unlawful alliance. If these disguised criminals are successful in accomplishing their crime, their fraudulent court trial, on and against me, and my parents, the Tillorys, are law-abiding abused victims in these criminals' debauchery. There are no lawful legal laws forcing citizen victims not to protect themselves from against government agencies officers who are committing felony crimes under purported color of law, on and against citizen victims at in citizens' own home residence property, even if citizen victims have, and need to use firearms, or other deadly force, to protect their property and life from government officers' unlawful misconduct crimes that violate government-declared human, civil, rights of the citizen/people being injured and victimized by unlawful government forces. And insert. They also tell us that we, FBI and Department of Justice, and other law enforcement agencies officers, have no authority and power of intervention in/over the affairs of the government court officers and employees, clerks and judges, who are committing crimes on innocent or guilty people. Telling us that they cannot and will not get involved protecting me when any government court is presiding over any open civil/criminal cases, in which government law enforcement agencies officers are charging/indicting me alleging that I committed some civil, criminal, public offenses crimes. Because civil lawsuit matters can only be resolved by the opposing parties and government court, and criminal matters can only be resolved by government prosecuting agencies officers, the court judge, and trial jurors. And therefore, no other law enforcement agencies officers have any lawful authority/power to intervene, to interfere, to investigate, to stop court hearings and trial proceedings, or to charge and arrest the court officers, attorneys, and employees who are involved in conducting the government law enforcement agency's officers' alleged charges and complaint case indictment against me, in order for the FBI, Department of Justice, or other law enforcement agencies' officers to protect me, even when any or all of the government agency's court officers, attorneys, and employees who are involved in presiding over and or conducting their government law enforcement agency's officers' alleged charges and court case complaint indictment against me are committing felony crimes of criminal misconduct on me, a citizen, a person, and human being, in a court of law, by using fraudulent and unlawful court hearings/trial proceedings or any other crimes. See the sophistication and disguise of how the entrapment setup is supposed to be hidden and sprung on us by the state government illegal creation of a local state court ruling used to order local law enforcement officers to commit unlawful white-collar and blue-collar felony grand theft, organized crimes, and cover up depriving us elderly black people senior citizens of our property and our citizens' civil human rights under purported color of law. What happened to innocent until proven guilty? So because of that, when I am a victim of government agencies' officers' crimes, I am subjected to no government protection from their crimes. It becomes more than obvious why the court committed crimes on me, then quickly sent cops to whisk me away, keeping the court's crimes hidden in the court's own hands, where no one else will see the court's crimes and stop the court/cops disposing of evidence of their crimes and disposing of me too. I say that is nothing but an excuse of government-made loophole crime, made available to government offices for use as a means of intentional refusal failure to protect us black citizens. Well, anyways, we reported felony crimes, hello, to government agencies whose job it is to protect us from crimes. And one when instead of lawfully providing me with lawful protection from court/officers' crimes, but otherwise, two forcing me to go to court where unlawful crimes are being committed on me, was as 3 the officer's unlawful act of forcing me to participate in aiding the court/officer's unlawful crimes they are committing on me, and 4 forcing me to commit unlawful crimes on myself by forcing me to participate in aiding the court/officer's unlawful crimes they are committing on me. You might not pick up on this though, but how can they send/allow/force me to commit crimes that others are committing? I would have to be an absolute moron to believe the ridiculousness of them saying, no law enforcement agency's officers have power and authority to investigate, intervene, and stop crimes being committed by government court officers and employees, clerks and judges, and everybody else who are committing crimes, even political criminals with diplomatic immunity and or U.S. nationals working in government officer jobs with government impunity. What the hell are they talking about saying that they have no governmental jurisdictional power to prevent, intervene, and interfere, and stop the crimes being committed by court officers and law enforcement officers and attorneys on and against me, a citizen, a person, and human being? That refusal failure to protect me and any citizen, person, or human being, would be and is a violation of the United States Constitution Bill of Rights law amendments declaring guaranteed protection for citizens and other people. The rights of every human being, who are victims of crimes. Which has to include their protecting me, and all others, from anyone and everyone who commits crimes on human citizens, me, and other victimized people. Some kind of discrimination going on around here. Does the Constitution extend to me? Oh, I get it. I am a black man. A black animal, not a human being. And black men have animal rights such as the right to be hunted down and caged and killed and some such as that. Right? I gotcha. And then, when they force me to protect myself and my property, then they accuse me of committing a crime, and stop me from protecting myself, try me for the crime of threatening to protect myself from criminals, them, and lock me in jail prisons. That is another one of their government corrupt officers' unlawful setups and entrapments used by them on and against me. 11th, the realization slapped right upside the head, everyone, powerless citizens/people, whoever knows about the racketeering influenced corrupt organization crimes being done to us. Because I had already told those people that I had already been made aware the racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members corrupt government agencies officers will use that loophole to commit intentional felony crimes and put false charges indictments on me to open their fraudulent case against me, as the racketeering influenced corrupt organization's pre-established tactic and premeditated racketeering influenced corrupt organization government crime, so that the very same racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members committing their organized crimes on us would corruptly enable themselves to be the very same people and entities who concealed their racketeering organized crimes and themselves disguised under purported color of law to stealthily corruptly bring government agencies corrupt officers false charges indictments against us, to attack me, to abduct me and hold me hostage, arrest jail, to extort money, as bail, from us, to self-appoint themselves as defense attorneys obtaining, reviewing, controlling, concealing, and obstructing my evidence proof of their racketeering organized crimes they are committing on us, and to try me by and through their corrupt racketeering influenced corrupt organization's court system for crimes we did not do. In order for them to set up another deepfake, staged false conviction sentencing on and against me and put me in jail prisons, enabling their racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members accomplices to facilitate, complete, cover up and get away with their government mortgaging organized racketeering rings unlawful crime activities and actions and human rights violations crimes. Insert. The government agencies officers disguised traitorous tyranny. My point is that under purported color of law, government law enforcement's racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members, criminals, have corruptly set up their intentional fraudulent government prosecution criminal charges complaint case on and against me in order for them to force me into their government fraudulent criminal defense of me. Simultaneously forcing me under using their corrupt government courts corrupt government public defenders office attorneys, who the corrupt government court, judges, and law enforcement agencies officers are providing for themselves, to prosecute me under the guise of defending me. And ensure that corrupt government prosecutors, San Diego district and city attorneys, will frame me under another government false conviction sentencing. And diabolically dispose of the truth that their demoniacal evil is, disposing of the Tillorys evidence proof of their organized crimes, by corruptly disposing of me in their jail prisons for the rest of my life, for crimes I did not commit, as their deceitful, sinful disguised diversion and deception, and in order for them to protect their racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members from being captured, protect their organized felony crimes of sophistication and felony human rights violations crimes from being detected and exposed by concealing the crimes which they are committing, and to obstruct my true case. They obstruct justice, while they are doing corrupt unlawful tactical works of oppression and repression by not doing their government-paid jobs to protect me, the Tillorys, terrorizing and framing us with their entrapment crimes using court and law enforcement felony misconduct in the face of the Most High Yah Elohim. They might as well know that by the power of Yah's Spirit I will not fall for being deceived by them into agreeing that anyone, even me, is doing any righteous and or lawful thing by conducting any defense case, purportedly conducting a defense case to defend me, when there righteously should be no criminal defense being attempted or done, and when there should be no criminal case of allegations and indictment charges against me at all. There is no true defense case where there should be no true defense case. Am I a fool for government liars and criminals to take wrongful advantage of? That is, there is no true defense case where there is no true defense case, there is no legitimate defense that can be made of me, where when law enforcement agencies officers are supposed to be doing the job that they are forcing me to do with their government public defender attorneys false representation misrepresentation defense case fraud to sabotage the defense case the public defenders are hired to do, by corrupt government racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members, placing me in wrongful unjust trial jeopardy and throwing the defense case to aid and accomplish a corrupt government false conviction sentencing on and against me. Only their disguised evil false pretense and concealment of my case evidence, set up and aimed at disposing of me in jail prisons. Slick. End insert. and because they know I have prima facie documents, proof, and witnesses' testimony which will prove the government court clerks and judges and law enforcement agencies officers are the people who are committing felony organized crimes in all these / their matters and issues, and that government law enforcement is continuously, intentionally not doing their job to protect us, Tillorys. That is why they are unlawfully framing us and corruptly railroading me into fraudulent court hearing / trial, without them doing any thorough lawful investigation and apprehension of criminals / themselves, racketeering influenced corrupt organization chain members, who are committing premeditated, concerted, collusive, coordinated, organized felony crimes. They all know that if they righteously and lawfully do their jobs and to protect us, then they would not be able to falsely accuse, charge, prosecute and rob me and my deceased parents, our family, of over $1 million, $1 million, and our lives, covertly enslaving us by and under their deceitful disguises with their fraudulent mortgages and court judge hearings / trial proceedings to complete committing, covering up, and escaping for their racketeering influenced corrupt organizations' organized crime commissions. 12. This nation people may look like a lamb to some so-called people. But this nation people is not a lamb, it is a beast. Serving their self in good faith to devouring innocent victims. Can the government agencies' officers commit crimes and get away with it using statute of limitations? 13th. Who will truly protect us and restore us in true justice? Governing criminals. We, the Tillorys, need to be protected from the corruptible and corrupt unlawful organized crimes being committed on us by the people of the state of California disguised as San Diego County District Attorney's Office attorneys and City of San Diego Attorney's Office attorneys and other government entities / officers committing civil and criminal, misdemeanor and felony offenses, and human rights violations crimes purportedly acting under color of law. Finally, be patient. Question. When sheriffs and police officers have been given evidence, proof, before / on August 31, 2018 that a court fraud crime is being committed by between mortgage loan fraud swindlers and the California Superior Court of San Diego judges and is in progress, and those same sheriff and police officers have been given evidence, proof, that a mortgage loan fraud and home residence real estate property grand theft is in progress before / on August 31, 2018, and those same sheriffs and police know that the eviction action, unlawful break-in, seizure, search, lockout, false criminal charge, assault and battery, abduction, false arrest, of the citizen, rulings and orders the sheriffs and police are under. Unlawful government officers' force, made by the California Superior Court of San Diego judges, in fact have violated the laws and are wrongful and unjust rulings and orders, and that when sheriffs and police unlawfully obey the court's judges' orders, then the sheriffs and police officers' obedience to knowingly, intentionally, violate the law will be the government California Superior Court of San Diego Court, judge, sheriffs, and police are the ones who intentionally put those sheriffs and police into harm's way, of a citizen who has the lawful right to protect his home residence and himself with firearms deadly force from such crimes on and against the citizen by unlawful government corrupt officers premeditated unlawful organized crimes, after the citizen victim has already warned everyone, including sheriffs and police, of his lawful right and intent to protect himself and his property. Then, why is it that sheriffs and police make the premeditated unlawful decision to criminally participate, be a criminal accomplice, to facilitate and commit those same crimes on the citizen victim, by putting themselves, officers, into harm's way, and go to the citizens, to the officers' victims, home residents with guns drawn and aimed, murder threat against the innocent citizen victim, and unlawfully act to carry out, fulfill, what the sheriffs and police already know is an illegal. Courts judges ordered unlawful sheriff-police eviction action. Unlawful break-in, seizure, search, lockout, false criminal charge, assault and battery, abduction, false arrest, of the citizen, instead of the sheriff and police officers obeying their sworn duty oath to obey the law by stopping the known crimes the court, judge, and law enforcement government officers are doing, and otherwise protect the citizen, who sheriffs and police know is a citizen victim of swindlers and government officers' crimes? Answer. 1. The unlawful acting so-called lawful government's so-called law-abiding officers of the so-called law, under purported color of law systemically have no truly righteous true respect for the Elohim Yahweh has made human rights, laws, under color of law provided to innocent citizens/people, who in their own homes are the victims of officers' felony crimes and violence. And innocent victims are criminally charged and punished by the unlawful government officers, for the victims' self-protective warnings and actions, when forced to protect themselves and at their property/home, when talking about lawfully fighting back against government officers' felonies and violence of tyrannical oppression and repression cloaked under purported color of law. 2. The unlawful acting so-called lawful government's so-called law-abiding officers of the so-called law, under purported color of law systemically have no truly righteous true respect for their own, and for their governments, and for man's made human rights laws provided to innocent citizens/people, who in their own homes are the victims of officers' felony crimes and violence. And innocent victims are criminally charged and punished by the unlawful government officers, for the victims' self-protective warnings and actions, when forced to protect themselves and at their property/home, when talking about lawfully fighting back against government officers' felonies and violence of tyrannical oppression and repression cloaked under purported color of law. 3. The unlawful acting so-called lawful government's so-called law-abiding officers of the so-called law, systemically under purported color of law do not intend to provide protection and are not providing protection to the innocent citizens/people, who in their own homes are the victims of officers' felony crimes and violence. And innocent victims are criminally charged and punished by the unlawful government officers, for the victims' self-protective warnings and actions, when forced to protect themselves and at their property/home, when talking about lawfully fighting back against government officers' felonies and violence of tyrannical oppression and repression cloaked under purported color of law. 4. The unlawful acting so-called lawful government's so-called law-abiding officers of the so-called law, who systemically are not protecting innocent victims of crimes, intend to commit and are committing unlawful felony organized crimes under purported color of law on and against innocent citizens/people, who in their own homes are the victims of officers' felony crimes and violence. And innocent victims are criminally charged and punished by the unlawful government officers, for the victims' self-protective warnings and actions, when forced to protect themselves and at their property/home, when talking about lawfully fighting back against government officers' felonies and violence of tyrannical oppression and repression cloaked under purported color of law. 5. The unlawful acting so-called lawful government's so-called law-abiding officers of the so-called law, who systemically are not protecting innocent victims of crimes, intend to commit and are committing unlawful felony cover-up of the unlawful felony crimes they are committing under purported color of law on and against innocent citizens/people, who in their own homes are the victims of officers' felony crimes and violence. And innocent victims are criminally charged and punished by the unlawful government officers, for the victims' self-protective warnings and actions, when forced to protect themselves and at their property/home, when talking about lawfully fighting back against government officers' felonies and violence of tyrannical oppression and repression cloaked under purported color of law. 6. The unlawful acting so-called lawful government's so-called law-abiding officers of the so-called law, who systemically are not protecting innocent victims of crimes, intend to get away and are working to get away with the unlawful felony cover-up and of unlawful felony crimes they are committing under purported color of law on and against innocent citizens/people, who in their own homes are the victims of officers' felony crimes and violence. And innocent victims are criminally charged and punished by the unlawful government officers, for the victims' self-protective warnings and actions, when forced to protect themselves and at their property/home, when talking about lawfully fighting back against government officers' felonies and violence of tyrannical oppression and repression cloaked under purported color of law. Divided USA admonishment. Everything, including truth, I say/do will be used against me in this government's court of law. Therefore, the overly thoroughness of my written sentencing phrases is done by and through the Most High One True Forever Living Elohim Almighty King Elohim Yahweh, because this so-called government admits to so-called governing misuse actions of altering innocent people so URCE document writings. That is, this so-called government's so-called law officers are admittedly committing crimes of abusing innocent citizens/people by this so-called government's so-called wealthy businessmen and government officers sorcery, witchcraft. And we, USA government, make no law respecting an establishment of religion, including RUAK. Blasphemy and anathemas. The Yahweh leftward arrow, Holy Bible, Book of Revelation C18v23. The light of a lamp shall not shine in your government anymore, and the voice of bridegroom and bride shall not be heard in your government anymore. Because your business people were the wealthy people of the earth, and by your sorcery all the nations, peoples, were deceived. Here's another question for you, like I do not already know the answer, and cannot recognize another government crime cover-up in the making, being intentionally committed now. When State Department courts, agencies and officers are alleged to be involved in committing crimes on and against their defendants, who allege by government-declared constitutional rights provided defendants, with or without proof, that they, defendants, are victims of State Department courts, agencies and officers' crimes, then, who has original jurisdiction to preside over the court hearings/trial proceedings? When federal department courts, agencies and officers are alleged to be involved in committing crimes on and against their defendants, who allege by government-declared constitutional rights provided defendants, with or without proof, that they, defendants, are victims of federal department courts, agencies and officers' crimes, then, who has original jurisdiction to preside over the court hearings/trial proceedings? When world department courts, agencies and officers are alleged to be involved in committing crimes on and against their defendants, who allege by government-declared constitutional rights of defendants, with or without proof, that they, defendants, are victims of world department courts, agencies and officers' crimes, then, who has original jurisdiction to preside over the court hearings/trial proceedings? I heard no other choice but to give you this too. White racist devils will stick together to terrorize and rob and destroy black people's lives under broad day's light, and keep on limitlessly pretending that the whole of every seen or unseen crime that white swindlers and thieves are committing is lawful and legal. One nation under God. While and even after we, the Tillorys, caught rich white elite swindling our black family out of our money, our home residence, home property, our household belongings, our personal belongings, and our businesses, under their black cloak sophisticated white-collar crimes of purported color of law, and under their white cloaks and black cloaks of white supremacy. Look who's in your house. See why these judges are so upset. The true justice of true peace is the enduring of suffering by Yah's family. Till the time our suffering finally ends. All the house niggers and the field niggers who we thought we knew each other, were either missing in action, some kind of sold-out betrayers, or ran off scared of seeing apparitions of ghosts. Except for me and a few others who know it's just white supremacists wearing sheets. That's a joke, son. After you crooked swindlers and government criminals, so-called officers of the law, pulled off your organized crimes on the Tillorys. Even the people who have seen my evidence of your felony crimes and know you are at my home unlawfully, all ran away scared of death, especially after they saw my audio-video recording of your crooked sheriffs and police at my house breaking in unlawfully, and overheard your cops with their loaded guns in their hands, aimed and ready saying he, will do. Will gun down Tillory. Leftward arrow, me. Well blow me down. Like white people scared off hordes of the house and field niggers after they saw devils infamously murder, or help murder, then and now famous ML King and Malcolm Little leftward arrow, X, around the time white people also murdered, or helped murder, President J.F. Kennedy and his brother Senator Robert Kennedy. Besides a gross amount of other people being murdered by purported government officers under purported color of law. So of course most niggers are really beyond scared, just like whites planned. We, white people and your Confederates, will teach you uppity Tillary niggers and all the rest of your nigger helpers and looky-loos that you niggers cannot catch white people committing racketeering organized felony crimes and do something about it. Hell, you niggers have to come to white people for our help to do that. But you Tillary niggers and the rest of you niggers better learn that when white people swindle, abuse, frame, rob, and enslave you niggers in jail prisons, you niggers stays that way. Who told you niggers you could sue rich white criminals because you niggers caught the white people committing crimes on you niggers? You niggers can't sue white people no matter who we are, and no matter how many crimes we commit on you niggers. Who do you Tillary niggers think you are? Isn't that right? Because they ran away scared after seeing with their own eyes that the Tillorys having proof of your felony crimes of organized crimes victimizing innocent old-aged black human beings, violation of California Penal Code 368D and 368E, means that the written words of your laws cannot do anything to get up off of your old or new documents frauds and do anything to protect the rights of humans, and are nothing more than the con artists' words of your constitutional constituents. Laws. Oh yeah. I didn't forget. Nigger, you can't talk to white people like that and get away with it. I guess now you white-collar white supremacists are saying, kill that dirty black nigger. I want that nigger dead. And if we wanted you dead nigger, you'd be dead. And get off my planet by sundown. Isn't that right too? Well, why not? It's true, isn't it? White people falsely think they are so much better than black people, chattel rumors. Despite what Allahum Wahyud says. Here comes some nigger. Barataza Hythe C6V5-8, V11-12. 5. Then Adawin saw that the wickedness of Adam, man and woman, was great in the Adamah, earth, Adamah, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. 7. So Adawin said, I will destroy Adam whom I have created from the face of the Adamah. 8. But Noah found grace in the Ahiyas of Adawin. 11. The Adamah also was corrupt before Allahum, and the Adamah was filled with violence. 12. So Allahum looked upon the Adamah, and indeed Adamah was corrupt, because all flesh had corrupted their way on the Adamah. Bara Azahith C18v21. 21. I will go down and see whether the outcry against Sodom is true, that has come to me, Wahyah. Ma'ihaya C24v37, v39. 37. The coming of the Son of Man will be like what happened in the time of Noah. 39. Yet they did not realize what was happening until the flood came and swept them all away. That is how it will be when the Son of Man comes. Apocalypse C11v8. 8. Them and will kill them. And the bodies of them on the street belonging to City the Great, which is in Ruait called Sodom, or Mitzrayim, where indeed the Adawin of ours. Victim's Prayer. Rahba, who is in Shamayam holy is Yahuwah. The USA government used the established power of its institutional status, placed upon loan documents the government created, and unfaithfully gained the trust and reliance of my father, Abba, and mother, Emma, Mr. and Mrs. Tillory. We Tillorys were systemically destroyed with craftily disguised modern-day enslavement by corrupt government agencies, officers, sophisticated white-collar organized crimes coordinated with swindlers, racketeering, mortgage loan frauds, robbing the Tillorys of the lifelong accomplishments the Tillorys work to achieve. The sabotage of governing tyranny, effectively causing us Tillorys to live and work, unwary that we were under the government's dim-lit darkening techniques and tactics of appearing legal, unlawful slavery for most of our life, when after we Tillorys end up like slaves, working for, owning, and retaining nearly nothing of most of those things we worked for, leftward arrow, as, live, to possess and benefit our family descendants, children and grandchildren. Asterisk money-lending predators have been preying on us Tillorys for many decades now without relief, after they solicited Abum and tricked them into signing an illegal debt consolidation loan, debt trap fraud crime. Using government-issued Fannie Mae Freddie Mac mortgage loan documents, money lenders illegally falsified the borrowers, my parents, financial income information, when lenders forged the loan application on its face and wrote in a fabricated grossly higher amount for Abazima's income information than the income information Abazima otherwise provided to the money lenders. By money lenders forging Abazima's income information in the loan application, the money lenders falsified the mortgage loan calculations and created the false appearance that Abazima were financially qualified for the money lenders' string of mortgage loans and balloon loan terms. Then money lenders underwrote their illegal falsified loan document forgery, activated and hid their mortgage fraud crimes, surrounded and circulated within a string of illegal mortgage loan deeds of trust security instruments being used to prey on us by the swindlers, ROCC, creating the false appearance that the moneylenders' illegal predatory mortgage loan fraud crimes are legal. By and through facilitation and accomplice, the government's court, judges, law enforcement agencies, attorneys and officers aided the crimes of felony, elder abuse, grand theft, and related organized crimes which moneylenders are committing by defrauding my elderly Abba and me. After unlawfully luring my Abba and Ima into signing their illegal unavoidable default foreclosure debt trap mortgage fraud scam that moneylenders and government agencies officers framed Abba/Ima and me under leftward arrow, with making it falsely appear that Abba and me committed crimes we did not do. They fabricated, filed, and conducted fraudulent misconducted court lawsuits using falsified documents and government false indictment charges against us, wherein they have been dissembling with fabricated evidence and bearing false witness against us with their lies, testifying that Abba and me did not pay off a legitimate balloon loan payment that was calculated using Abazima's actual, unaltered, not falsified, fixed retirement income in accordance with lender's legitimate loan agreement terms. But the truth is, lenders, swindlers, tricked Abazima into borrowing money when lenders falsified Abazima's fixed retirement income information and used fraudulent loan calculations by loan document forgery, creating a fraudulent deed of trust security instrument fraud terms under which witchcraft Abazima and me could never pay off their illegal deed of trust security instrument balloon payment, and the swindlers buried those documented facts by hiding and concealing the documents of proof. Then the lenders, swindlers, and the government court, judges, attorneys, and law enforcement agencies officers teamed up and are using appearing legal false conviction sentencing impositions they unlawfully framed me with in 2007 and 2008, to entrap me and Abazima under those felony crimes they are continuing to commit now leftward arrow, ongoing in 2021, combined with appearing legal, fraudulent charges and additional fraudulent charges to unlawfully abduct me and dispose of me and enslave me in jail prisons. The lenders, swindlers, tricks have enabled them over decades of time to gain unjust enrichment by and through stealing Abazima's job retirement income, and succeed in stealing and robbing us of our home residence real estate property. Originally bought and paid for in 1949, with my Abba's military veteran of foreign wars leftward arrow, World War II and Korea, government GI Bill benefit, and household property belongings, which my Abba have lastly, willed as their testimonial family wealth to be given their family descendants leftward arrow beneficiaries as an inheritance. Now criminal swindlers along with unlawful government thieves stole everything from us. Bless you AHBA Yah that our true treasures are safely kept in Shamayam, where these evildoers cannot even know what are the good things you have for us there. AHBA, there is no power in our hands to prevent or stop these evildoers masquerading as righteous. Only you Adawanallahi are truly faithful and will do something to protect us from their evil, because AHBA Yahweh yours is the kingdom, power, and glory forever without end. Amen and Amen. I am a K1 upward arrow and a up down arrow. Who did you believe I am? Mentally insane and incompetent? Or is that, unjust another recognizable fraud and felony crime perpetrated by federal, state, and local government corrupt court judges, district, city and, court/judge appointed, public defender attorneys, court/judge appointed, psych doctors, and law enforcement officers? Date, February 16, 2021, page 49 of 49. An unmistakable element of these crimes created and utilized by government agencies, officers, RICO mortgage fraud crime ring is pre-established statute of limitations loophole. But these crimes started with the government's Fannie Mae Freddie Mac loan documents used to gain the abused elderly victims' trust in the commission of predatory lenders and government agencies/officers, multiple felony crimes and corruption that is still ongoing.
Okay, all right, that concludes that. So like I said, you know, sometimes it's hard to understand exactly what's going on when you look at stuff like this. And really what it is, it's not that complicated. It's, what you see is a, you heard of the term bait and switch. This is a double bait and switch, where they got my parents into credit card trouble, came with a debt consolidation loan, when credit cards are secured, or rather they're unsecured loans, which they weren't supposed to be giving them anyway. Okay, then they combine all this stuff together and switch it over to a secured loan. And they did that illegally also. Bait and switch. The same thing is going on with law enforcement. They baited us to come to them for protection when crimes are being committed on us, and then when we did so, they didn't do a damn thing. But they aided the people to commit crimes on us. Bait and switch. And that's what the government's doing. Then, it's really a violation of my civil rights, because I spoke up. They used a letter to try to say that I threatened them. Because I wrote letters and I spoke up and said, oh, well, I have to protect myself because of the crimes that you're committing on me. You know, and I will protect myself by any means necessary at my home. They were like, well, we'll see. So they came to my home with their guns and stuff drawn. But yet and still they want to say that I'm a terrorist. They came and terrorized us at my home after committing all these crimes that they know were being committed and didn't do anything to stop it. Bait and switch. And they came to defy me at my home and say, well, how dare you, nigga? You gon' what? You know, here we are. You know, with a SWAT team. Wow, I mean, am I that dangerous? They brought a whole damn SWAT team. You watch some of the videos, you'll see that. But this is the thing you won't see. They also had me under surveillance. Okay? This is stuff that you have to hear on the audio, which you can barely hear or might not be able to hear on those. Well, we have that, and we have the transcripts of it, where you could hear them on the radio saying at the location where I was at, they were watching me and saying, well, he's over here, he's going there, he's northbound here, he's going there. They had sat back and surveilled me, looking for a pattern of when I left home and when I would come back. The thing was is that they didn't know that I wasn't coming back that morning like I usually do, and neither did I. That's God. A friend appeared at the place where I showed up, and then we went to breakfast. So they were laying for me at my house. And you'll hear another officer who says, do we have the gun window? He asked another officer, and while they were there waiting for me to come back. And the officers, he delays for a while, then he comes back and he tells them, yeah, we got the gun window. And if you know what that means, that's just code for, are we authorized to shoot? They're going to murder me because they got to cover up for the crimes. And so the officer tells him, yeah. And so then he says, okay, will do. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. You know, a lot of crimes are being committed, and the government is involved with it. So you'll be able to understand why some of the more things, there's more things that you're going to find out that's been going on in this whole thing. And it's a cover-up for the crimes they're committing, like I said, which the government initiated. So the government's not going to pit themselves against the government. Basically, they've committed so much crime here that you can't find another agency who's going to expose the gross amount of crimes that the others have done. So they figure, well, that nigga don't know nobody, we just forget about that, falsify everything, take all this stuff from him, throw him in jail. That's what they've been attempting to do so far. And they still haven't stopped. They're going to be looking to try to finish it up this year. So people need to know that these kind of crimes are going on. They got people coming here. Bait and switch. Here's another bait and switch. It's a misdemeanor crime for people to continue to harass you in your home with loud noise and loud music or anything that's called disturbing the peace. And you have a right to citizens arrest them. But the police allow them to do it. Or they'll stop them for a little while and then they'll start up again. And this goes on and on, over and over and over. It seems like if you went back to the same house I just told you yesterday or the day before or last week not to do that anymore, that you would, you're like, if I have to come back here again, why do I have to come back here again and tell you the same that I just told you? So they're doing that, bait and switch. Okay? It's a violation of my civil rights. I should have the right to, if somebody's coming to attack me at my home, this is free speech. I have the right to notify that person that, well, if you come attack me at my home, I'm going to defend myself. Especially when I'm not getting protection from the very same people who are doing it. Bait and switch. So then they turn around and say, no, I made a threat against them. No, you violated my rights of free speech. And you're going to cover up for the fact that I had the right, a lawful right, to resist. It's written in the law. So they've got to cover these things up. Keep that from coming out. Keep it from coming out that we were there unlawfully. Because if it comes out that we were there unlawfully, the law says he has a right to resist. And everything they had goes down the drain. So they got the public defenders who work for them to help them to cover up, to help to get a prosecution. This is going on and over again. And there's witnesses to all this. They're even doing what they can to try to keep witnesses from testifying. Okay, anyway, just wanted you to see that this is a real thing, it's real going on, I'm a real person. They tortured me for 10 months. And then tried to get me to plead guilty. They tried to increase the bail to keep me from getting out. But I was bailed out anyway. Now they're going around watching us and stuff. Like I'm some kind of criminal. All they're watching because they committed the crimes. Watch out now. I'm going to send some more stuff, some other videos. Watch the other videos. Find out what's going on. What you going to do? What you going to do? When the people who's supposed to be protecting you, look, the words ain't going to get up off the Constitution, the papers and all this shit they wrote. The words not going to get up and march to protect you to do a damn thing. The people who wrote it have to. And when they don't do it, bait and switch.